We've got 7 updated Reddit stories for you guys today. Starting it off, with am I the a-hole for telling my friend that her free wedding is unrealistic? And by God, was it unrealistic? Oh my goodness. But stick around for 6 more absolutely insane updated stories, such as, am I the a-hole for stopping picking up lunch since my manager tried to force me to go to a restaurant that I will not support? And finally, the story that we're going to be ending the video on, my hairstylist has been taking/keeping my hair. This one has a new update 1 year later, and it is as unhinged as it sounds. Juicy stories today. If this is your second or third video, make sure to like, make sure to subscribe. If this is your first video, welcome. Good to have you. I hope you enjoy. Y'all already know the drill. Let's lock in here and read some Reddit. I reported my sexist team to HR, and now they're doing a much bigger investigation than I wanted. Originally posted to r/ask-a-manager on May 17th, 2017. I work with about 10 men, and I am the only woman on my team. Over the course of about 2.5 months, I've accumulated some experiences of sexism. A lot of it has been jokes or comments that are generally inappropriate or sexual in nature. And other times it's difference in treatment from other colleagues that I think has to be because I'm a woman. My feelings of discontentment have been getting greater and greater these past couple of months, and I came to a breaking point last Friday. I felt unwelcome and belittled. I ended up leaving my desk for 30 minutes and crying in the bathroom. I felt like I either needed to leave this job because I wasn't respected or that I needed to do something about the feeling. I didn't feel like having a personal conversation with some of the guys was an appropriate course of action because I didn't feel like I'd be taken seriously. Instead, I set up a meeting on Monday with someone who works for my company who is a representative between us and the company we work for. In parentheses, we work as contractors for a large company. Let's call him M. I hate it when people use letters for people. I'm gonna name this person Michael. I came in prepared with notes on my phone about all of the instances I've experienced. Michael was super responsive to my complaints. I was surprised and optimistic about this. And afterwards, he asked me to send him an email with a list of the situations I had mentioned. I complied and wrote a brief email about it. When we met up again a couple days later, he said that he had spoken with his manager and had been escalated to HR within the contracting company, and that they would be conducting a formal investigation. He reiterated that they would like to protect me, and to do that, they would need me to send them another email with every possible description of each situation I had previously listed. In parentheses, things like who was around and might have witnessed it, when and where, what did I reply to the comment/behavior, etc. Michael said that they would need to speak with every person on the team, starting with people who I didn't list as making any harassing remarks or behaviors to corroborate my claims. I immediately felt uneasy about this. Not only is there 100% transparency about those complaints coming from me, but everyone in the office is going to be made aware of every situation I listed. I listed situations with people I'm actually friends with too. Michael said they need to conduct this formal investigation so that if anything further happens in the future, they can take appropriate action, which may mean termination from assignment. I've become so distraught imagining how people, friends or not, are going to react knowing their job security is now up for debate and how I'm going to be able to function in an environment where people are going to be treating me differently following the investigation. Okay, so that part is definitely the hardest part, but like, girl, they wouldn't have to worry about their job security if they fucking treated you correctly. Like, let's just go back up to the part of her talking about making jokes or comments that are generally inappropriate or sexual in nature. Like, that's not okay. In a work environment, that is the most heinous shit possible, bro. Like, you can't be doing that. That's insane. I understand this. Like, this is hard no matter what. When you're going through something like this, like, yeah, they're gonna pinpoint that it was you that complained to HR. But like, girl, they need to be held accountable for their actions. And honestly, too, like, do you really want to keep this job and do you want to keep those friends? Like, I think she needs like a friend to be there and be like, hey, so they're treating you poorly. These aren't your friends. Friends don't make inappropriate jokes and sexual comments at work to you. They just don't. I say as I threaten to fuck your guys' grandmas all the time, but that's different. Okay. Fuck, chat. Are y'all gonna call HR on my ass? Shit, chat, is this play about me? I don't know. I think OP needs a good friend, a woman friend who's gonna be like, girl, go find a different job. Like, become an absolute terrorist in the workplace and make these people possibly lose their job. And then after that's done, go find a new one. I told Michael that it took a lot for me to even approach him about the issue and that I feel I'm going to be pushed into a corner by people either being bitter or overly sensitive about interacting with me, and that this in turn is going to affect how I function in my workspace. I don't feel unsafe and I do enjoy my office, but the inequality was getting to me. I asked if we could do a general office training / education about our company's sexual harassment policy instead of an investigation, because frankly, we should already be doing that. And I also think that option could help reiterate that behavior needs to change. I'm just so nervous that I'll be further pushed out of my office space and ultimately forced to leave because I'm unhappy with the situation. I mean, are you not already unhappy with the situation? Like, these guys are sexually harassing you, bro. Even if you do this, I feel like they're still going to be like, oh, OP is the reason that we have to do this, and it's probably gonna make it worse. Like, I know how fucking dudes work. They're dumb. If you don't hold them accountable for their actions and there aren't real consequences, like 90% of them aren't gonna learn. Maybe 1 out of the 10 of the dudes that you work with are gonna actually change their behavior, and the rest are just gonna go back to what they were doing. I was told that Michael's higher up said an investigation is how we need to proceed, and that I need to provide the descriptions of each instance. I feel like my needs of a comfortable workspace are being jeopardized, and while they say they want to protect me, it is doing the opposite. I mean, dude, this is tough because this shouldn't even happen, but like, you weren't even in a comfortable workspace to begin with. You just told us about how you went to the bathroom and cried for 30 minutes because you didn't feel like you were accepted. Like, girl, it's either in one scenario, you're uncomfortable in your workspace and these men aren't being held accountable for their actions, and in the other, you're still uncomfortable in your workspace. Don't get me wrong, I acknowledge that, but at least they're being held accountable for their actions. I don't know, man. I feel like OP just needs a hug, and they need like someone close and nice to like tell them that and walk them through it, because I don't think Michael's doing a good job. I want to try and speak to Michael's manager because I'm not sure if my concerns are being portrayed properly, and I'm uncomfortable with this. Am I just being spineless and need to follow through with this investigation and hope for the best? That my work environment doesn't change? Do I have any kind of recourse? What if I don't provide them with any more details to aid in the investigation? I'm legitimately freaking out about this, and it is giving me so much anxiety on top of an already shitty work situation. God, that's so fucking ass straight from the butt cheeks. Nope, I meant to say straight shit from the butt cheeks. Chat, English is hard today, okay? Don't judge me, bro. Y'all, I don't know if this is a hot take, but I think OP needs to leave her job. Don't get me wrong, I think she should go through with the investigation, but start looking for a new job, honey. No matter what avenue this goes down, this is a shitty work environment. Either these men aren't gonna be held accountable for their actions and they're still gonna do the exact same thing, doesn't matter if you give them sexual harassment training, or they're gonna be held accountable and they're still going to be shitty to you, just in different ways that aren't in the current ways. And like, it sucks for me to say, I wish the world wasn't like this, but I think OP just needs to leave. It's time to like start looking for new jobs. And this is a terrible, I mean, I guess this is 2017. So like, I can't remember if that was a bad time to look for jobs or not. But like, I just think that's the move, bro. I think at this point, like, there's 2 forks in the road and they're both dog shit. Time to start carving out a new road. Chat, listen, I know this shit is hard and it's like definitely not for the faint of heart, but like working for myself and building my own shit has been the best decision of my life, bro. Don't get me wrong. I work so much more than the average person. I also work more than the average person because like, this is just how I operate and how I like to operate. That being said, if you got the opportunity to pursue something that you're passionate about and that you care about and you can turn into a job, like, do it. Like, I hear stories from my friends about their corporate shit and I'm like, that sounds like hell. OP needs a hug, a new job, and possibly some therapy for conflict avoidance. For real. Like, I feel like OP isn't logicking out how this plays out because in my head, it doesn't play out good in any scenario other than going and finding a new job. Chat, let's see what Ask a Manager says, because I forgot. They like have somebody responding to it. I don't know if it's like a person, this person, Allison Green, I guess. Allison Green says, this is actually a very by-the-book way for them to be handling the situation. It's exactly what they're supposed to do. And in fact, from a legal standpoint, they really have to do it. I totally get that because you're the victim in this situation, it feels like you should have some control over how it's handled. But when someone reports harassment or discrimination, a company has a legal obligation to investigate. If they didn't investigate and instead just did a general training for everyone, it could open them up to serious legal issues down the road if the problems continue with you or recur with someone else. However, they also have an obligation to ensure that you don't face retaliation for reporting it. They'll be more able to do that if you're upfront with them about your concerns. As in, I'm concerned that I'm going to face retaliation from my team for talking to you. What measures can you take to ensure that things don't get worse for me? A good HR department will make it very, very clear to your colleagues that kind of thing won't be tolerated, and they'll make sure your manager knows that and is watching out for it too. Wasn't the manager part of the problem though? Okay, it never explicitly says that the manager is part of the problem, but if this shit's just happening, I'm guessing the manager is part of the problem. That said, will your relationships with people be impacted? They might. In particular, people might be irked that you didn't take it up with them directly first and tell them that their behavior was bothering you. Ultimately, it will come down to what other people on your team are like. Some people in your coworkers' shoes will be sheepish and embarrassed. Some will be a-holes. I don't know which type is most prevalent on your team, but if anyone is overtly a jerk about it, make sure that HR knows about it because they shouldn't allow flagrant retaliation to occur. The more subtle stuff, though, it's a lot harder to police, especially when it's coming from coworkers, in parentheses, as opposed to your manager. So yeah, it's possible that some of your relationships might change. Hopefully they won't, but sometimes in this situation they do. That sucks and I'm sorry. But I don't think you should backtrack or refuse to aid in the investigation. That will harm your own credibility. And plus, you spoke up because you become deeply upset about the way you're being treated. Assuming you still stand by those concerns, give your company the opportunity to do the right thing. And if that gives you peace of mind, it's very, very unlikely that anyone is going to get fired as a result of the investigation. It's rare for companies to fire for first offenses on this kind of thing. Counseling, warnings, and trainings are far more likely. In parentheses, if it turns out that these aren't first offenses and they've been warned in the past, then the consequences would likely be more serious. But if you're continuing this kind of thing after already being warned, you'd be doing your company a real service by bringing that to light. Man, I almost think it's worse that nobody's gonna get fucking fired for that, you know? Like, then that does give people the opportunity to be shitheads to OP, but I don't know, man. Listen, and this is just me making assumptions too. From reading this, I'm assuming OP is in a STEM field of work. She did not indicate that, but assuming that it is a STEM field of work, STEM men are not men who go, huh, you know what? You're so right, HR. I am being an asshole. I shouldn't treat women who work the same job as me and are probably smarter than me in terrible ways because I think I'm better. You're right. I'm gonna change my ways. Like, no, just no. And I also think that there are other lines of work other than STEM where men would have that same mindset around it as well. I don't know, man. It's good to know, but like, I do think OP still should go look for a new job, or bare minimum be assigned to a different team. I don't understand why guys are like, I'm a man, I'm smarter than a woman. Bro, my 3 sisters are all smarter than me. Like, I was just thinking about this. I think I'm the opposite. I think I'm like reverse sexist. I think girls are smarter than guys. Like, I'm more inclined to give a guy a harder time in a workspace because my sisters are so fucking smart and adequate at their jobs. And like, the only people that I've ever met who are shitty at their jobs are men. Even the jobs I have worked, bro. Like, when I was a tour guide, the only tour guides I had problems with were dudes. All the girl tour guides were cool as fuck and they were chill and they could do their job. The men tour guides were egotistical and wanted to always tell everybody what to do, and I was like, fuck you. Oh shit, update December 18th, 2020, 2.5 years later. Okay, so it's been a minute. All right. I took a little bit of time after writing to you to figure out how I wanted to approach the situation with my HR rep, Michael. Michael had requested written statements for every occurrence of sexual harassment I'd experienced, pretty typical as I've come to learn. And I was avoiding sending that information in until I knew what I wanted to do. I knew a full-blown investigation would change things greatly at my office, for better or for worse. On a big picture level, I hoped an investigation would improve the culture within my team and make it a safer working environment for women. On a personal level, it would definitely impact my ability to work with my team and strain even the good relationships I had with some of my coworkers who would have inherently been included in my statements. And Michael's suggestion that I work separately in a different office building made me feel like I was being punished by having to work alone because of all of this. I legitimately was contemplating quitting because I felt so powerless in all of this. After taking some time, I looked at my entire employment experience with the company and did some research on HR protocols. That's when I realized my company had never done any sexual harassment trainings with my team while I'd been employed, against state law at the time. I asked a coworker who had been there years before me, and he also stated there's never been any training of that sort. The same went for a coworker on a separate but adjacent team. Sexual harassment in the tech industry had already been illuminated in the media for quite some time, and I was shocked to know my company had been so negligent all these years. Tech industry, so I was right about the STEM thing, I think. I wrote to Michael and requested another meeting with him and his manager. I explained that while I knew an investigation is standard procedure, I felt the impact of that would have placed undue stress on me as a result. I noted that not only had no sexual harassment training been done with my team or other teams this company managed, there hadn't been any HR trainings for other issues. I let Michael know that this felt negligent on the part of our company and had facilitated the environment for my situation to even occur. They told me they would think about next steps and let me know. A couple days later, they emailed me stating I did not need to pursue the investigation if I did not want to. They also let me know that they would be implementing new HR trainings across all the teams in my office and that they would facilitate an all-team meeting to address the sexual harassment while keeping my identity anonymous. I'm not sure if they thought I was gearing up to sue them or something, but I was happy to hear this. I knew I wasn't working with a team of awful misogynists, but that my company had done nothing to create a culture around fair and safe employment. Ultimately, I did not follow through with the investigation. However, my situation improved drastically following the all-team meeting and having new precedents set. I moved to a new and much better company around a year later. Most of the folks on my team at that time had also left. A friend of mine who joined the team shortly after this HR situation Tells me she feels comfortable at work and that no issues regarding sexual harassment have crept up since I left either. So basically nobody got held accountable. Like, I understand and like sympathize with like, it's hard. This shouldn't be how it is, but it is how it is. And because of how it is, it isn't easy for the person who's stepping up to the plate and reporting it, because usually they get dogged on even more for just wanting to hold people accountable for the stupid and awful shit that they say. That being said, bro, I just feel like people should be held accountable for the stupid shit that they say. Me personally, I don't think you should need a sexual harassment training to know sexual harassment, not the move. Like, sure, should they implement it? Absolutely. It's a great reminder for the people who fucking need it. But like, just because they didn't put in a training doesn't mean that it makes it okay that people were doing that to you. I don't know. I get it. Like, I understand why OP didn't want to pursue it, and like, I'm not trying to dog on her for it, but I'm just like, I really wish OP would have shafted her team and then went and looked for a new job. Like, it sounds like she kind of did that anyways, but didn't give the people the consequences that they deserve. And like, for once, an HR division or company or whatever wanted to hold people accountable for it, and instead you turned it into, hey, so y'all have been fucking up, so I'm gonna actually switch this on you and use it as leverage against you if you don't like, I don't know, man. Don't get me wrong, the HR division should have had those sexual harassment trainings, but I feel like nobody got held accountable in this. It's not her job to have them accountable, though. She needs to be safe first. I don't disagree with you, but like, I feel like a big theme that comes up on this channel a lot that I've always thought we all agreed with was, if someone commits a crime against you, usually it's like sexual harassment or something like that, we have always said you should go to the police and have a written record so that it's on their record that this person has done something like that. That to me is accountability. And I think that allows for that accountability to hopefully, you can't guarantee everything, but hopefully that accountability will prevent something in the future, or at least make it easier for somebody, if that happens to them, for them to be believed more because there's documentation. I feel like it's the same thing here. Don't get me wrong. I want OP to be safe. It didn't sound like OP was in a drastically dangerous situation, which, you know, I've been proven wrong on that before. So like, I don't want to sit here and pretend like I know everything. But to me, I think this is very similar to what we've always preached in that scenario, where like, you should step up and there should be some accountability here, so that in the future, like, these guys might have left the job, gone to another job with a shitty HR, and just continued to sexually harass other people. Is that OP's responsibility? Maybe not. But like, I think you should step up to the plate if you can. And we should at least try to hold people accountable. But maybe that's my male privilege speaking. I don't know. Me personally, I think it should have been hold the dudes accountable while also looking for a new job at the same time. It's not a woman's job to teach men a lesson. I agree with you, but like, at a certain point, it's like, it's not her job, but who's gonna do it type thing. I get what you guys are saying, but like, I just wish there were more safe men, you know? Like, I wish it was like a man who was like, I reported this to HR. It's hard because I think it is like, yeah, you're putting yourself in danger. All I know is like, these dudes are probably more empowered to go and do that in their next work environments. And I feel like OP could have done something about that. Since this didn't go through, now they have an unscathed recommendation from this company. Versus if there was talk about this person being someone who will sexually harass people in the system and they ask for a recommendation from the company would be like, just so you know, this dude was sexually harassing our other workers. So like, I don't know. I get it. It's not her job or like whatever, her choice, but that's just tough because I feel like now there's 10 men walking around who are being held unaccountable and probably doing the same shit. I don't think what OP did is wrong, by the way. I should clarify that. It worked out for OP, which is great, but if you're a man, just make sure you're fucking standing up for your female coworkers if they're getting literally fucking sexually harassed. That's all I'm saying. Hairstylist has been keeping/taking my hair. New update 1 year later, posted to r/true off my chest on November 24th, 2024. I'm weirded out. I'm also going to be vague because obvious reasons. I'm 30s female and my stylist is 40s. Okay, I wish they would have included gender here because I feel like that's also a little important, you know? I got my haircut today at a stylist I've been using for about 9 months now. I think this is my 6th appointment with them. I usually do a trim or cut/style. Today I went from long hair, in parentheses, high lower back, to an A-line bob. Again, since I started seeing this person, I usually get current style maintenance/trim. This time was a dramatic length adjustment. So they took a picture of the cut length on the floor to add to their social media, then intending to add before/after hours too. That's all totally fine and normal. They go grab a broom, sweep up the hair, and place the dustpan on the counter for a bit. Again, normal. They grab the broom and pan and head to the back of the shop. They're gone a few minutes. No biggie. Then they go out to smoke. But here's where it gets weird. The bathroom is in the back of the shop too. I need to go and step into the back. I don't really notice anything on the way into the bathroom. I go and I start to head back out, but I notice my name on a small clear tote on the table. It has no lid, and it has my hair in it. At first, I didn't really think much of it, but I looked closer and see it's not just today's discarded hair, but it looks like at least a few of my trim sessions, mixed with, it looks like potpourri and a little sand or something, and printed pictures of the cut hair with dates. The printer is sitting right next to it, with today's discarded hair pick in the tray. There didn't seem to be any other containers like this when I looked around. It was fucking weird, so I took a picture on my phone. Bro, I need to see that picture. Like, that sounds weird, but I'm not able to, like, completely picture what OP is describing. Like, I need to see this shit. I honestly didn't know what to think or do and went back out into the salon. They came back in and I mentioned that I went to the restroom and they seemed to freak out a little, but didn't mention it. I didn't really know what to say, so I just let them finish styling my hair, paid, and left. As a socially anxious introvert, this was my nightmare. I got home, and the more I looked at this picture, the more ick I got. I ended up texting them an hour ago, sending the picture and requesting they remove the weird box of me and asking for an explanation. I said, hey, so I saw this and don't know what to make. Hey, buddy. Okay. Yes, I really do want your butthole in my face. Oh, you want lap time? Come here. Is it lap time? Oh, it's hang out with dad on the lap time? No, it's use dad as a crossover to get to where you actually want. Okay, so Shrek saying show hole to my cat. Crazy. What do you mean? You're going on timeout for that, Shrek. I'm sorry. I have to. You can't say show hole to my and then he shows hole. Okay. Beans, you're not supposed to listen to him. Hey, so I saw this and didn't know what to make of it. Can you help me understand what this is and why you have it? I'm not comfortable with you having this and request you please discard the contents. Also, even though I loved my cut, I believe it's best if I find a different stylist. They haven't responded. LOL, what the fuck? And you don't provide the picture, bro? Like, what are we talking about? You can't just drop this insane shit and not include a picture for us. Although I guess it had OP's name on it, but you could just blur that out. I also can't tell from this post if they're intentionally leaving the gender of their stylist out or they go by they, them pronouns. But like, why didn't they include 40s non-binary or something like that? Like, although I'm trying to decide if it makes it better or worse or if it's the same, if it's a man or a woman. Like, I don't know, something about a man. Okay, dude, my guy, this is why we can't have nice things. Why are you pushing over my butter tree like that? All right, you know what? I'm just gonna let him do his thing. Whatever, fuck it. Fuck it. Beans' world, I just live in it. I don't know, something about a man keeping a woman's hair just is probably not the move, but also a woman keeping a woman's hair isn't a great look either. And if they're non-binary, bless you. I don't know if you guys can hear that. Chat, is this like a witchy thing? She's like saving the hair of her clients to do some witchcraft. What else would it be, y'all? Someone said voodoo doll. I guess that's different, but kind of in the same category-ish. Someone else said wigs. If it's wigs, why is she hanging on to it? And don't your hair have to be a certain length for it to be a wig? Like, it sounds like she's saving trimmings, not just like long pieces like the ones that came from today's cut because she got a lot cut off. It literally sounds like she came in for trimming and she's keeping that, which that wouldn't make sense if she was keeping it for a wig. Could be an obsessive thing like stalkers collect their victims' hair. Ugh, I hope it's not that, bro. Yeah, I'm trying to decide, chat. Like, I'm putting myself in these shoes, and this is probably my male privilege. If, like, I found out that my hairstylist, who I love her, she's awesome. Shout out my girl, Jordan. If she was keeping my hair, I would kind of look at her and be like, for fucking what? And if she had a good answer, I might just look past it. I would also be like, hey, bro, just like next time fucking ask me. Like, it's not like I was gonna use it, but like if you're using it for, I don't know, I don't think enough of my hair comes off my head for it to be a wig, but like if it was that, I'd be like, all right, I can kind of see why you would keep it, but I would definitely prefer for them to like ask me first. You guys are bringing it up. The weird part is like the other things included, like the potpourri, flowers, sand, whatever. It's weird. If it was just a bag of her hair, I would just be like, oh, she's probably saving it for a wig. Should she ask? Yes, but like, I don't know. This sounds completely different. Ooh, Hippie Mom said it only her hair. That's a good point. Although maybe she also keeps other people's hair. My impression was that that bag was just out because that was the one getting their hair cut. But yeah, that's even weirder if it's just her. I also want to know, guys, like, is this person getting a cut at a salon where it's like there's a bunch of other people there and like maybe the other people are aware that she keeps the hair? Or is this like a gal who owns her own salon? I get my hair cut at a place where there are like multiple people. So like, I feel like if my hairstylist was like keeping my hair, you know what? I actually have a haircut on Wednesday. I'm going to ask her. I'm going to be like, is this shit weird? You keeping my hair? But I imagine if she was, like, other people would be like, bro, what the fuck are you doing? Definitely red flag behavior. Could be innocent and just weird as fuck, but also sus. That That's how I feel. Like, I'm very curious to see how she reacts to this text message, because I think what you're saying is right. I think OP is making the right move, distancing themselves from this person, but also it's like, why? Most stylists rent a chair at the salon. That's what I'm thinking, Kat, is like, are other people not being like, this is fucking weird, dude, you shouldn't do this? Let's keep going, y'all. I think we just gotta keep reading and seeing where this is fucking going, because this shit is crazy. Also, look at the loaf. Look at the loaf. Holy loafy boy. Look at that guy. Beans, beans. All right, he doesn't want to look at me. He's staring at the fucking ghost. All right, cool. Good to know you hate me. Update number 1, December 1st, 2024, 1 week later. It's been about a week, and with the holiday, I've been all over the place, but I ended up going to law enforcement to make a report last Monday. I'll likely end up going back if this person keeps contacting me like they have been. I'll give a little timeline. Last Saturday, 1, haircut and discovered the weird tub full of my hair. 2, texted the stylist about the weird tub and said I'd be finding a new stylist. 3, hairstylist didn't respond. This is where I left off in the last post. A lot has happened since then. Sunday, I woke up to a bunch of texts from the stylist. It woke me up because even though I have D&D on my phone, I have a setting that overrides that if there have been repeated contact attempts over 3 in case of emergencies. Here's what I got, in parentheses, copy and pasted. 3:49 a.m. I don't recommend going to a different stylist because of this. It's not a big deal. Small towns and people talk, and you may not find anyone that will take you after this, so I'd reconsider. I don't like threats? I don't think there was anything threatening about that text message. Can you help me understand what this is and why you have it? I'm not comfortable with you having this and request you please discard the contents. Also, even though I love my cut, I believe it's best if I find a different stylist. That's not very threatening. 3:51 a.m. So I have your biological material and... Okay, bro. She made that sound worse. She could have been like, I have your hair and... That is so different than biological material. Like, what? Biological material covers a lot of bases. So I have your biological material and question mark. It's my property now. I can do whatever I want with it. I kept it because I can, and it means a lot to me. I guess that's a great question, chat. When you go get a haircut, whose property is that hair? Listen, I don't agree with this stylist, but I'm almost wondering if she's right? Like, I still think it's weirdo behavior, but like, she might be right. Technically, the salons is they discard it, but come on, that's how I feel, Kat, is like, okay, hold on. Even with everything I just said, you're crossing a line by saying it means a lot to me. What do you fucking mean, bro? It's discarded hair. 3:54 a.m. Why you send the pic? I know what it looks like. It's mine. Chat, that's kind of fucking funny. I can't even lie. I do have to say, y'all, the doubling down on this kind of goes crazy. Like, you kind of expect someone to backtrack and maybe be like, oh, I'm so sorry. It was a misunderstanding. Like, bro's just like, nah, bro, this shit's mine. You're the fucking weirdo. 4 a.m. You need to respond to me because I think it's a misunderstanding about what this is. It's no big deal. And you saying you're switching stylists has triggered me. I do good work. Clapping hands emoji. You said so. The sass, off the charts. I have to just say, this is really fucking funny. Not for OP, obviously, but just like outside looking in, what the fuck am I reading right now? 4:04 a.m. Guys, I want you to keep in mind, like, all of these are within 2 to like 6 minutes of each other. I also charge a $350 client separation fee. So yeah, you can't just say you're switching stylists with more consequences. And I know you said you already tried a few people before me. There are not many beauty people in the area. That has to be the most ridiculous fucking thing I've ever heard. $350 client separation fee? 4:11 a.m. Asking for an explanation for a stylist having hair in a salon is crazy. Where else would you find hair at? I didn't do anything wrong, but I will get rid of it if you are going to cry about it. But only if you say you won't be switching to anyone else for your hair care. You mean a lot as a client and always tip well, and I do good work, so it doesn't make sense. And you know that, so maybe don't threaten someone who does your hair or hurt their heart by making accusatory statements. I've seen enough, chat. Straight to the psych ward. OP, you gotta ghost this bitch. What the fuck? I want to know, because, like, I can tell very much by these text messages. This motherfucker is crazy. Like, I want to ask OP, was this person, like, exhibiting these signs before? Or is this just, like, a surprise shotty? I didn't respond to any of those that morning because it was so insane to me. I need to process things fully before I make a decision on how to deal with it, so I just didn't respond. Sunday afternoon, I start getting phone calls. This person called me 14 times that afternoon. About every other call, they left a voicemail. Most of the voicemails just said, call me back or text me back, but 2 of them were unhinged. I'm going to paraphrase, but the gist of the first one was, sounds like they're crying. Call me back. I'm getting scared you won't come back to me for your hair for real. I just like how your hair feels. That's why I kept it. Call me. Whoa. Okay, now we're in grippy sock vacation territory. That's super weird. Telling someone you like how their hair feels, not terrible if you have a good repertoire with them. Secretly keeping their hair in a bag in some like fucking shrine-esque fashion. Fucking weird. Don't do that if you're thinking about it. This second unhinged message was left late Sunday night at 11:38 p.m. and it said, I got rid of it except for one lock. I found out I like watching your hair burn more than I liked keeping it. Chat, is there like a board that you can report somebody like this to? Like, don't you have to get licensed to be able to cut people's hair and shit? Like, is there like a bar, but for hairstylists? Because OP needs to find that shit ASAP. Ain't nobody who is this crazy should have sharp, pointy objects next to somebody's head. Just saying. Yes, there's a cosmetology board. Okay, this is crazy, bro. What the fuck am I reading? I didn't respond to any of those messages, calls, or texts. The whole thing had me freaked out now. I decided by that time I was taking Monday off work to go to the police. Even if they couldn't do anything, I wanted a filed report of the weirdness. I woke up Monday to an email from the stylist with an invoice of $375 for client breach of contact fee as the chargeable line item. In parentheses, again, copy and pasting here, the email body was for being a bitch. Okay, first off, I've never signed a contract with my hairstylists ever, and I've had a bunch of them. Like, what is this? You gotta document and send this shit to the police and to the cosmetology board. It was sent from their business email too, so they're really doing everything they can to ruin themselves. Even if I had a contract with this nutter, which I don't, the original amount was for $350. They can't even get their extortion fees right. I did email them back stating that we had no contract and to cease all further communication with me from this point forward. I got ready and started heading to the police station around 9:45 Monday morning. I live in a rural area, so there are portions of my drive to and from our main town that doesn't have cell reception. Oh God. Okay, wait. Oh, just kidding. When I finally got to town, I had 4 voicemails. I knew immediately who they were from. I talked to one of the officers on staff. They took my statement, a copy of the email, asked me to forward all the texts and screenshots of the numbers of the calls. They said, at the least, the calls and texts could be considered menacing and harassment, but the voicemail where they mentioned how they like burning my hair was potentially concerning. Yeah, I think that's more than just potentially, but sure, man, be incompetent as we should expect. The officer advised I contact a legal representative in case this person tries to take the bogus invoice to a civil suit court. And they said I'm welcome to change my number, but having the piling evidence if they continue to contact me after I explicitly told them not to in the email would only help me. I reached out to a lawyer Tuesday and left a detailed message regarding the situation. They are apparently out of the office until next Wednesday for the holiday, so we'll see if they have any advice. I've since received many texts and calls from the stylist. They sent a happy Thanksgiving text on Thursday morning as well. Regardless, they're giving me a lot of evidence to work with, but I'm so unsettled, I can't wait to hear from the lawyer this week. Oh my God. I'm almost wondering, y'all, if maybe she shouldn't go to the board, because this motherfucker is someone crazy enough to like pull some shit if they go to the board, get their license revoked, and then they're like, you know what? I'm gonna take it out on this person. Like, man, I almost wonder if it's worth cutting your losses, but also at the same time, this person's gonna be fucking weird to somebody else, so maybe you should? I don't know. Someone said I vote for OP to get a gun. I kind of agree with you, man. I think it's time to get a wireless hole puncher, bro. Yeah, chat. Like, as much as I want OP to be safe, I think this person should be brought up to the board if possible, because they're just gonna keep continuing to cut people's hair and doing weird shit. But easier said than done. We are really dancing on the lines of fucking serial killer right now. Like, I almost want to recommend OP to like get the fuck out of their small rural town, get a job somewhere else, and just dip. We have a mini update in the comments, December 8th, 2024, 1 week later from the update number 1. Firstly, I am okay and safe for now. The person has continued to contact me on a regular basis via phone and email. I do have personal protection that I'm comfortable with and can wield with accuracy. Okay, sounds like they do be having that wireless hole puncher. But I'm nearly certain this person does not know where I live, so I don't anticipate any type of confrontation here. Our house and property has complete camera coverage as well. If anyone/anything shows up, we'll be well aware. I will be posting a more in-depth update on Tuesday with more text and emails up to this point and regarding a specific incident that happened on Friday. I have an appointment to speak with another officer, then to discuss the potential of criminal action and legal consequences for the stylist as a result. Thank you all for your concern and the validation that this is absolutely insane. I'll leave you with a text from this past week, one I think you'll all enjoy, ? Or maybe you'll question it. Used for a model of how not to make friends. Once again, copy and pasted, 5:12 a.m., December 4th, 2024. Don't never say never. You're never coming back. Don't make me laugh. I don't want your ass back. You can beg me though. Might help. Okay, chat, why does this stylist talk like a man who slid into a girl's DM with some thirsty ass shit, got rejected, and then started calling her a whore? Like, that's the energy I'm getting from this person. No, for real, it's giving whatever, you're an ugly bitch anyways. Exactly. Some of y'all convinced it's a man. I wouldn't be surprised, to be honest. It's giving more man vibes than woman vibes to me, at least. I think we just gotta keep going. Gotta get some new information here. Update number 2, December 12th, 2024, 4 days after this mini update. Sorry for the delay. I think I mentioned before, I'm a processor, so it takes me a while to work through my thoughts and feelings on things. This situation and update may not be as satisfying as many would have hoped, but here it goes. I met with law enforcement again this past Tuesday. My husband and I drove over early that morning because I was also meeting up with the lawyer I'm working with. Aside from the near constant texts, calls, and emails, I wanted to pursue legal action for a specific issue. Allegedly, the stylist had tried to have my credit card canceled. Holy shit. Apparently, they used the last 4 digits of my card, called the customer service line for the card, and tried to cancel it. I got a call from the fraud department shortly after this person attempted to do this, trying to verify everything to see if I actually wanted to close my account and dissolve my credit line with them. To be clear, the stylist was not successful in their alleged attempt. Bro, that's insane hater behavior. There is no pro to having someone's credit card canceled for yourself, right? It's not like that would have like gotten them money or anything like that. They were just literally trying to make OP's life worse. Yeah, man, this is insane fucking behavior. They couldn't provide the basic information you need for such things like my actual last name. In parentheses, it's unusual. And they gave a name that was almost similar, date of birth, address, etc. Apparently, they thought they could accomplish this just with my name, phone number, and the last 4 digits of the card number. I didn't cancel the card, but did request a new one for obvious reasons. I had no clue why they would want to cancel my card. To inconvenience me? Yep, that's exactly why. Allegedly. When I spoke with the credit card company, they agreed to send over the recording of the person that called, as well as the phone number the call originated from, as long as the request came from law enforcement with a warrant. They gave me a phone number and reference number for the police to reach out to directly. The officer began working on that immediately, so that is in progress. I went to my phone company over the weekend. I had my phone number transferred to an old phone so I could still receive calls and texts there, but got a new phone number for my actual phone. The old phone and phone number has been turned over to the officer assigned to my case. That's actually smart as fuck. I've never even thought about that. Okay. Gonna put that in my like little notes of things I should do if someone fucking crazy starts texting me. They did go and speak with this person yesterday. Apparently they are horrified. I went to the police and had no idea any of their crazy could be chargeable offenses. According to the officer, there have been no further communications via text or call since their visit, and I haven't received any other emails. A temporary protection and no contact order has been issued against them until the first court date. I have also reached out to the State Board of Licensing with all this information and my complaints. All I can say is they are investigating. Okay, honestly, bro, everything OP's doing, fat W-wubbies. Like I said, I don't want to not acknowledge that it's dangerous for OP to do something like this, but I think it's good for like preventing that to happen to other people, which like obviously as a man, I'm privileged to where like I can feel a little bit safer, but like that's what I'd hope I would do in that specific situation to like try to help other people, you know? Once again, not her responsibility, but I like to hear when people go the extra mile. Outside of that information, I'm limited on any other information I can share since a legal process against this person has officially begun. We're just waiting to see how this all plays out. It's been a few long weeks. I'm hoping for the best here. I'm already so relieved to no longer be getting calls, text, or emails constantly. Thank you all for your concern, advice, and good wishes. This was meant to be an outlet for me to vent and process, and I'm so grateful that you have allowed me to do that with the huge amount of support you have given. Okay, I'm a little stressed, y'all, because after these relevant comments, there's a brand new update, bro. Like, where is this going? It better end happy, man. Relevant comments. So a commenter said, I'm glad you are getting it sorted and have taken this serious. Hopefully the police have scared them enough to permanently leave you alone. You never know what crazy people will do. OP replied, the officer implied that this person was legitimately Pikachu-faced when they showed up, and the lack of further contact indicates they really didn't have a clue that they were breaking the law. You can't be doing heinous shit like that and just be like, oh, I didn't know. Bro, you are harassing someone. What do you fucking mean you didn't know? Another commenter said, people amaze me with how much crazy they think they can get away with. I'm so glad you are doing everything the right way. OP replied, my lawyer has been critical in making sure I'm protected legally and physically. I'm starting to think this person was one of those people who uses escalation to get their way or intimidating people into doing what they want them to do. This time, it backfired. I mean, I don't know who needs to fucking hear this, but like, those type of people are so fucking insufferable, man. Like, you could just be a good person and just like not give a shit. You could also just not fucking collect people's hair. Don't get me wrong, we got an explanation, but like, I feel like we haven't gotten a sufficient explanation. Like, even if they enjoy the feeling of that person's hair, why was there almost a shrine built to it? Or like, why did they keep the old clippings of hair? Why didn't they just like keep one clipping? Does hair degrade, chat? Well, no, because people turn it into wigs. It's either a ritual thing or a sexual thing. Chat, do people have hair kinks? Is that a thing? Hair gets brittle without normal nutrients? Okay, but if somebody can make it last longer, it's probably a hairstylist, right? Hair decomposes very slow in the right conditions, not at all. Look up bog bodies. You know what, Anna? I don't think I will. Bog bodies does not sound like something I should Google search. I think if I Google search that, I'd be put on an FBI list, like immediately, if I'm not already on one, to be completely honest. People like pulling hair and getting it pulled. Okay, but that's so different. Okay, listen, not to get horny on the main, but like I've pulled hair before. It's pretty fun. You have a good time. Do I want to collect anyone, let alone my partner's hair? Absolutely fucking not. I feel like that's different. Like when you pull someone's hair, that's just like a feeling, but like during the sex, which is like the actual good part, and it just enhances the sex. Like I feel like I'm asking, like, do people like touch hair and get hard and get like horny? That's weird to me, bro. But like, I don't know. I don't want to yuck your yum like that, but what the fuck? OP getting the Joe Goldberg treatment. Oh, for real. Oh my God, I forgot he fucking did that. Some people have a disorder that causes them to eat hair. Maybe the stylist was upset that OP cut off her meal plan. Okay, calling that a meal plan is insane, Katana. What the fuck? I mean, you could be right, but also it sounds like there was a lot of hair in the bag still. I don't know. Maybe the stylist doesn't need a lot of hair to eat, but like it doesn't sound like it's going down fast. Okay, chat, let's finish this update, all right? New update, January 14th, 2026, 13 months after the previous update. God damn. I've been reluctant to revisit any of this for a few reasons, all selfish. In general, none of what happened over that last year or so was fun. There was a legal process in which I was granted a 1-year restraining order against the stylist. This process took a while to get to court and be heard with continuations for various reasons. But here's the gist of what happened. The stylist showed up to all of the court proceedings, had a variety of, in parentheses, allegedly fabricated evidence to show the court that I was the one harassing them. They had supposed screenshots of texts from my number threatening to harm them, calling them names, threatening to show up at their business and burn it down. The issue with this evidence? The phone number the texts were coming from was on a phone that was in the possession of the officer on my case. I had already gotten a new number by the time these texts were being sent. The officer had a certified readout of the phone's activity while in his possession, and no calls or texts were outgoing after I surrendered that phone. There were none. The stylist seemed very surprised by that information. I don't think they ever considered that I might get a new phone or phone number. Bro, this motherfucker really fucking stupid. Bro's trying to play chess, but then always ends up playing Connect 4, you know? And fucking losing. The stylist implied that I had someone else do it, or that I spoofed it for my new number and tried to demand my new number as part of the discovery of evidence. That was not granted. I did have to have law enforcement do another certified review of my current phone, and to protect us further, my husband's phone as well, showing that I or anyone I was in contact with had not downloaded any spoofing software to use against this person or attempted to contact them. That felt icky, but was necessary and also very validating. They did have a lawyer, but the lawyer seemed very cowed. Cowed? What the fuck does that even mean, bro? Cause someone to submit to one's wishes by intimidation. Oh, wait, interesting. So maybe bro is getting intimidated by this person. I really believe the representation was not confident in their case, especially with the texts and calls this person was said to have received. The tone, grammar, and language used in those communications were not native to the way I speak or text. I hate text speak and rarely use it, especially with someone I'm not intimately familiar with. The evidence they presented with the text was riddled with it. I do use slang bestie, but if I don't know you well, you're getting my customer service communications. All that to say, whomever was sending those texts were not me. I don't care to speculate about who did send them, but they read like bad cop dramas. Ultimately, the bench trial was in my favor. The stylist was given no contact with a 1-year restraining order, ordered to pay all my legal fees and a small monetary amount. To date, that has not been settled. On to the aftermath. A few weeks go by and things took a turn. Random notes on my car would pop up when I would go grocery shopping about what a bitch I am, and I'll get what's coming to me. Vehicles slowing down in front of our house and throwing eggs or honking their horn over and over in the middle of the night. I'm not stupid. I know who it is. And now they have my home address with all the restraining order filings. Thankfully, I also have cameras everywhere on my property. I would call the cops. They would say they would look into it. It would continue. My tire got slashed when I was at dinner with my husband. The restaurant did not have any cameras at the angle that would show us who did it, but I have a good idea. Their salon location was only 2.5 blocks away. Small towns can be great until everyone and their mama knows where you are when you're in town. This goes on for months. We make a report for each and every instance and occurrence. Finally, the cops really started looking into it more. We gave them everything we had. The car on their footage was not registered to the stylist. When the cops went knocking at the owner's door, they claimed they were paid to go piss off this bitch by the stylist, but thought it was a prank situation. They were cited for vandalism and disturbing the peace and were trespassing on our property. Their car was never near our property again after that. Stylist was brought in for violating the restraining order. I thought it would be over, was essentially a slap on the wrist. Cycle continues. Stylist finally spends a few nights in jail after the 5th or 6th instance of violation. Chat, call me a fucking bad person, but I feel like after the 5th or 6th instance of violating a restraining order, you should just be allowed to get shot by the other person. Sue me, bro! Call me a bad person, I don't care, man. What are these Second Amendment rights for if we're not fucking taking out the fucking crazy motherfuckers? Then, the stylist files a lawsuit for defamation of character against me for, get this, $200,000. According to the stylist, my defamatory remarks cost them their clientele and license. Bitch, it was proven in a court of law that you're fucking crazy. Oh my God. The fact that anyone can sue for anything in America is just so dumb. I didn't know it, but their license had been suspended. I guess my report to the licensing bureau worked. Stylist claimed I cost her yearly salary of $200,000, in parentheses, what small town stylist makes this, and demanded reparations for defamation, claiming that my restraining order was granted under false evidence and cost them their reputation and livelihood. I contact my lawyer again and we start our defense. Lawyer does all the lawyer things. I'm advised I can countersue at this point, but I just want everything to be over. Yeah, bro, I think you gotta move away, OP. Like, this bitch is insane. Your small town can't be that fun. I refuse to believe, as somebody who went to college in a small town, there's no way it's worth living in, especially when you have an absolute terrorist harassing you. The case doesn't see a judge for a while. We go, both sides are heard. Cases dropped without prejudice. At this point, we've had enough. Once the restraining order is up for renewal, we make a different choice. We moved. We sold our house, traded in our old cars, and dipped. I didn't want this person to ever have access to me or mine again. It has been about 5 months in our new home, and things have been exponentially more peaceful, but I'm so pissed off that it came to us moving. I loved our house, our community, and the area we lived in. I'm sorry I hadn't updated. I just really hate thinking about this one time I had a weird as fuck encounter with my hairstylist that led to nearly a year of hell. So that's it. That's the update. I had time today. It's a new year completely separate from the crazy, so here it is. And honestly, that's all I'm giving after everything. I just want to forget it. Damn, and that's it. Man, I mean, like, we been knew the cops are just so fucking incompetent. Like, what do you mean this person violates their restraining order 5 or 6 times and spends a few nights in jail? Oh, that's insane, bro. You know what? Let's look at the positive. At least OP's alive. Because that's where I thought this was going, man. This person was exhibiting some fucking sketchy ass serial killer behavior behavior. So like, at least it didn't get to that point, but it is sad that they were driven out of their town because, oh, shocker, the police are once again incompetent at keeping people safe. They're just there to fucking take our tax dollars and eat fucking donuts. So fucking ridiculous, bro. I don't get that. How the fuck do you not get more jail time after fucking your 5th or 6th instance of violating a restraining order? I just don't get it. We never even got to know why the hair was taken. I agree. Although, to be honest, y'all, do we want to know? Like, I think we'll sleep better at night not knowing. OP better than me because after the 3rd time, I'm shooting first and asking questions later. No, that's actually how I feel too, bro. Like, I think that's the move, honestly. I came across my teacher in a video game and discovered a side of him I've never seen before. We have an 18 female OP and a 30 male teacher. Chat, we already know where this is going. Originally posted to r/relationship advice on February 15th, 2020. This is a really strange situation and honestly a little bit funny, but it's been bothering me for the past couple of days and I don't know what to make of it. I also wasn't entirely sure which sub to put this on. It is a relationship between a teacher and a student, or maybe even teacher and the school, so I thought I'd put it here. On Thursday, I was playing a game called Overwatch on Xbox and I was in the team chat, but I wasn't talking in it. I was queued with one of my friends and we were in our own separate Xbox Live party. The reason we went in the team chat also though was because we wanted to hear callouts since it was a competitive game. Anyways, people are talking like normal and this one guy on my team, who you can guess who it turned out to be from my title, started arguing with others and yelling a bunch of racial and homophobic slurs towards everybody on the team. This is pretty normal on Xbox, in parentheses, unfortunately, but this guy was going fucking ape shit. He was repeatedly screaming and calling people the N-word and saying some pretty nasty shit to people. It was so vile, I can't even bring myself to repeat it. Like, next level shit. Again, my friend and I weren't talking, just listening, but I was saying to my friend how this guy kind of sounds like my math teacher. And sure as shit, I take a look at his profile and it's him. His Xbox profile photo is literally a selfie of him. And he has his location on his profile. As somebody who grew up playing Xbox, that is like internet 101. It is internet 101 to not put yourself in the profile picture and to not say your location ever. But I mean, especially if you're saying shit like that, oh my God. I say this to my friend and we literally start bursting out laughing just from the absolute shock. The thing is though, coming to school and being in his class has been really weird. I can't look at him the same, and I feel a bit uncomfortable too because I myself am Asian, and there's a variety of races in my math class. In parentheses, I'm sure there are in his other periods too. I'm not saying it wouldn't be alarming if that wasn't the case, but that certainly enhances it. I'm so disgusted by him and he doesn't know I was in his game and know what he acts like online because, again, I never spoke in the voice chat. I took a capture of his profile and have it saved, but I'm not sure what to do about this or if I should even do anything at all. Do I tell someone at the school? Am I overreacting? Some of the things he said were directed towards me, but he doesn't know it was a student of his. That doesn't really make it okay, though. This is weird. I want to see what other people have to say. So by capture of his profile, did you get a video? I think you should just anonymously send a video to the school board with like screen captures of this dude's profile and everything because like, what the fuck? You do not want someone like this teaching kids. Just insane, bro. Y'all, I saw this post on Instagram the other day. This is a little off topic where this girl was like, hey, if your boyfriend needs an outlet via Xbox to say homophobic and racist things, your boyfriend's like a shitty person. And the amount of men defending it in the comments was abhorrent, bro. I've said this before. As somebody who, when they were younger, was doing that shit, it's not okay. And we need to be better about people saying like, no, bro, that shit's not funny. It's not cool. I think that's the other part to it. It's just not a good thing. Like, I wish somebody would have fucking throttled me at like 15 years old because I deserved it. And somebody just said it in chat. This man is 30. Like, that's the problem, is it bleeds into men getting into their 30s who don't educate themselves, don't surround them with people who will call them out on that shit. And then it results in shit like this. And then that just becomes a cycle because that 30-year-old is saying that shit. And then a 15-year-old who's also playing that game picks up on it and starts doing it themselves. It's a cycle that like, we gotta fucking end, bro. It's terrible. People are saying it in chat, like, I hope OP recorded it and is sending it to the school board. Like, fuck around and find out. Honestly, if you're gonna be saying that awful shit and being stupid enough to literally dox yourself while you're doing it, you deserve to lose your fucking job, especially if you teach kids of races that you're being racist to. And I'm sure there are some gay kids in there as well. Fucking ridiculous, bro. The bar is so in hell and we're glad it's just racism. Yeah, low-key, I thought he was gonna say like some shit about her being a woman or something like that. There's so many ways to like anonymously report that shit. If OP has a recorded file, they could just send it to them, you know? Would you say still report it without a recording though? I think it's hard because if you report it without any evidence, I fail to believe that they're going to actually take action on it, because then it's just he said, she said. It could be a student being a fucking troll. They need to at least be made aware of it though. So I think they should still report it, because then at least it's on the radar of like, oh, we got to keep an eye on this guy, you know, especially if it's that hyper specific. Yeah, someone said it, because just a screenshot of the profile isn't enough. Exactly. Like you got to have video evidence of them saying some crazy shit. Relevant comments. One commenter said, another teacher checking in with an opinion here. Yes, it should make you uncomfortable. Yes, you should report it in some way. Teachers are public servants and mentors. There are some behavior limits that apply no matter if we're on the job or not. Racism and verbal abuse absolutely go in that category. Report what you remember with accurate details and any supporting evidence you may have. Write it down and keep a copy. Don't worry about it from there. The district makes the call if this guy keeps his job, gets written up, or some other sort of discipline. They need documentation, like your statement, if they're going to be able to hold this teacher to an acceptable standard of behavior. Yeah, I mean, I just think what we were talking about with the evidence part, like that's going to be the key to like actually making something happen, like getting him fired. Like I'm almost wondering if OP should send him like a Xbox friend request and try to get in another lobby so they can record this dude being a heinous human being. That's what I would have done. Although I was making Call of Duty YouTube videos, so I knew how to do that very easily, you know? Another commenter said, how does he act as a teacher? Is he nice or an ass? Just curious. OP replied, he's all right, kind of in the middle. I never would have expected this from him though. Okay. And the last two comments are just people saying that they need to get a recording, which I actually agree with. I still think we were cooking. I still think he should get reported. Like, this should be on the school's radar of like, hey, this guy got reported for this. Therefore, we're going to keep an eye out for any other reports about this. Because like, if OP reports this and maybe they don't decide to fire the guy, but they're like, okay, we've gotten a report about it. And then for some reason, somebody records it and like sends it to the school. They can be like, okay, this is basically double confirmed. We have two separate cases of people being like, this guy who works at your school is saying heinous shit online. Someone said, I'm excited for the update. This better be juicy. Let's just go to it, guys. I'm also curious. Update July 12th, 2020. Oh, like March, April, May, June, July. 5 months after the original post. After I made that post and read the comments, I came to the decision to go to my guidance counselor with my friend and give her the hypothetical of this happening. She let us know that we should dismiss our wariness of the situation and told us that this is a very serious matter. I just said that I was very uncomfortable and wasn't sure what to do. I told her the teacher's name and she said she would take care of it. The day after that, we saw him again in class, seemingly normal, but that was the last time. The day after, he was gone. Our class actually ended up merging with another one, and we shared that teacher, in parentheses, until we had to leave the school due to the virus, of course. I was never informed about what exactly happened to him, but he hasn't been at my school and hasn't been teaching during the quarantine either, since I brought it to my counselor's attention. I assume he lost his job? I was kind of shocked at this, honestly, because it was just an accusation, really, since I had no proof other than the screenshot of his profile. But maybe he owned up to it? I'm not sure. When it was fresh, people were kind of curious as to where he went. I kept my mouth shut. I really didn't want to spread things around. I'm now graduated and out of high school. My brother is still in high school, and I won't have to worry about this man possibly getting him or any other students he might be prejudiced against. I haven't had anyone harass me or my friend, so I really have to thank my counselor for keeping things confidential, as this situation was just uncomfortable all around. Thank you to everyone for giving me advice. I will now be signing off this account for good. I honestly forgot I even made this post until randomly remembering about it this morning. My messages are blown up from February. Sorry for taking so long to update. Wow. Okay. I'm glad it happened, assuming it actually did. Like, hell yeah. Like, don't get me wrong. He should have definitely been fired, but like, it's kind of crazy that there was maybe no evidence provided and they were just like, get the fuck out. But hey, hell yeah. That guy was a fucking bad person. And yeah, somebody's saying it in chat. W guidance counselor, for real. Those are the trusted adults that like make kids feel safe and give them a space at school that allows for them to thrive and feel comfortable enough to have a safe place to learn. Like, that's so important, bro. Someone give that guidance counselor a raise right fucking now. Now, maybe they found some on him during the investigation. Yeah, maybe. Or maybe he snitched on himself like OP was surmising. I mean, this guy doesn't sound incredibly intelligent, so like, it's probably what happened. Am I the a-hole for telling my friend that her free wedding is unrealistic? Originally posted to r/am I the a-hole on September 29th, 2025. I, 24 female, am a member of a friend group in which one member, we'll call her Coral. I said that right, y'all. Coral, not Carol? Did she mean to type Carol? Coral is such a weird name as like an anonymous name. I don't think I've ever met anybody named Coral in my entire fucking life. No, it's definitely not a typo because they retyped it down here too. I'm gonna say it, chat. Weird name. We'll call her Coral, 23 female, is getting married. She announced her engagement to her fiance, 25 male, a few weeks ago, and we were all happy for her. Over the weekend, though, she shared more specific plans for the wedding, and that's where things have kind of got off the rails. She says she's been seeing a lot of people on TikTok and Instagram showing how to plan free weddings. Weddings where the couple spends $0, in parentheses, aside from the marriage certificate fee, I guess. At first, I thought she meant a city hall wedding, which would be completely fine. But then she got into the details and her expectations for the ceremony. She's going to try and find someone with a large outdoor space to use, not formally a wedding venue, who will donate their area in support of love. She's going to have all of her guests bring a potluck, in parentheses, with very specific assignments. She will have a friend officiate, a friend do photography, a friend do save the dates and invites, her family do the flowers, etc. Okay, this is crazy. You know what? If you want to hustle yourself a free outdoor venue, I actually don't mind that. If you're able to do that, fuck yeah, good for you. You're a good salesman. I respect that. Have y'all ever looked at prices for a wedding venue? It's ungodly stupid how expensive that shit is. So like that I respect. But when you're expecting people to fucking cook, officiate, do photography, do the save the dates and invites, and do the flowers for fucking free, that's insane. So she's gonna have her friends do save the dates and invites, her family do the flowers, etc., including some harder to swing, in my opinion, things like getting a large tent, decorations, wedding favors, speakers, band, etc. I'm not sure what her plan was for a dress. I don't know, maybe from her mom or something? I mean, bro, like, unless you like an influencer with millions of followers, this is gonna be a fucking hard task. To be completely honest, y'all, if she pulls it off, I'm gonna need the method. Like, girl, if you got a large tent, decorations, wedding favors, speakers, and a band for free, drop the course. I'll spend money on it. I don't give a fuck. Purely out of wanting to know how the hell did you do that? What's more is that Coral and her fiance really aren't poor, from what I can tell. She works as an accountant at a big company, and her fiance does software sales, in parentheses, question mark. Plus, his parents are loaded. It sounds like they want to do the free wedding thing for the sake of it. That would be okay, but she is just shifting all of the costs onto other people, some of whom are probably less well off. Yeah, I think this is the part where I'm like, the fuck? Like, listen, if you somehow trick a company into doing some shit like this, like a big corporation, big business, whatever, do it, bro. I mean, honestly, if you're an influencer with a big following and you can convince someone to give you a large tent, fucking do it. To be honest, y'all, I've had friends do it. Those big corporations see followers and they'll throw money at anything. But honestly, this is the one that I had the biggest problem with. A friend do photography? Like, you're not gonna fucking pay that friend for the thing that they probably get paid for all the time? Like, bro, I have friends who do wedding photography as a full-time job. I would fucking run naked through the streets of Las Vegas before I asked them to take photos for free at my wedding. She told me that she wants me to make the cake and then sent me some pictures for inspiration. The cakes were ridiculously elaborate. We're talking multi-tier fondant flowers, gold leaf, and one even had a hand-painted watercolor design. I'm not a professional baker. I just like to bake cookies and brownies sometimes. I told her that those cakes would probably take me days to make, and they wouldn't come out anywhere near as good. She kind of laughed that off and said, oh, it's not about it being perfect. It's just about everyone pitching in. It'll be fun. Yo, this bitch delusional. I'd be like, yeah, I'll make you that cake for $3,000. Like, I told her that, fun or not, what she was describing was basically her friends and family subsidizing her wedding, in parentheses, with time, money, and labor, and that it was kind of unfair to expect people to spend so much on her free wedding. Or else, she was expecting everyone to show up to a lackluster event and just pretend it was amazing. It's just a group project that none of us wanted to do because we already graduated and moved on from all that, so we don't need the credit. In parentheses, she does graduate a year later than the rest of us. They haven't even graduated yet? Oh yeah, I guess they are pretty fucking young, bro. Chat, I have no proof of this, but I just know this bitch Republican. I'm like Sergeant Dokes in the car. When you know OP's Republican as fuck, but you can't prove it. Run the Dexter music. Someone said Mormons, probably the same. Is this a popular thing with Mormons? Is it popular to try to outsource your entire wedding for free from your family members? Oh, wait, Beans, when the fuck did you get up there, bro? Have you been up there this whole time? Did he climb up and I just didn't notice? Look at this guy. Beans. Hello, handsome man. Oh, is he making? Oh, wait, Beans, we're not done with the story. Beans, we're not done with the story. Hi, sweet boy. I have a special treat for you, but I do need to at least get through the actual story, okay? Can you wait? Oh, he meowed at me. You guys probably couldn't hear that, but he meowed at me. I think he said, yes, Dad, I'll be so patient. I'm such a good boy. Yes, you are. The goodest boy ever. He bit me today, chat. He is not, in fact, the goodest boy ever. I just call him that. Y'all see that? My battle scars? It's a good thing I love my boy. Fuck, where did I end? Oh, right here. She does graduate a year later than the rest of us. I said that if she wants a free wedding, she should probably just elope or go to City Hall because this isn't really free. It's just free for her. In parentheses, I might have been a bit more forceful in my wording, but I didn't swear or call her names or anything like that. She got super quiet and just looked at me for a minute or so and then left. In parentheses, with another one of our friends driving her home. Later that night, I got a text from that friend saying that I'd really hurt Coral's feelings and that even if the plans were a bit unrealistic, I should have just let Coral come to the conclusion on her own. This is the dumbest fucking shit I've ever heard in my entire life. Hey, I know this person is going to put you through a bunch of stress and anxiety because they're being entitled, but like, you should just wait for them to possibly maybe come to the conclusion that they're being entitled. Y'all, this is what I'm talking about when we let a bunch of young 20-year-olds get fucking married at the age of 23. Like, this is the dumbest shit I've ever heard. Your friend is stupid. I don't know what to tell you. Coral then messaged me, just saying, sorry, don't worry about the cake with no more context. Okay, maybe Coral's getting there, honestly. I'm feeling pretty bad now, especially since Coral was so happy and excited and she never really said anything mean to me. Oh, hi, buddy. He's like, give me my fucking treats, Dad. Did y'all see that shit? I know the treats are coming. I have a couple more paragraphs to read. Is that okay with you? He said, no, it's not okay. I'm gonna go put my butthole in your face. Yep, that's his whole ass butthole. Nice, dude. Thanks for showing me. Really wanted to see that. Oh, yeah, no, and then just, okay. I'm feeling pretty bad now, especially since Coral was so happy and excited and she never really said anything mean to me. Perhaps I should have just gone along with the cake, in parentheses, since she said she wouldn't be mad if it turned out badly, but I am worried that her wedding would not have been what she wanted. And I was also frustrated about the cake request. OP added an edit here. Honestly, I feel a bit bad now. Coral really is a sweet person who is just a bit naive. I feel like a lot of people in the comments are tearing her up more than she deserves. She's always been the baby of the group, and I just got frustrated and ranted on this case. I don't know what the fiance thinks about all this. Dude, honestly, the baby of the group's gotta grow up eventually, especially if the baby of the group is about to get fucking married. Like, I don't know, man. I call this making boundaries and giving the person a much needed wake up call. Me personally, y'all, I've said this before in my videos. I think you're a bad friend if you don't call out your friends when they do stupid shit. Enabling them and letting them do stupid shit just emboldens them to never learn that they're doing stupid shit. So like by calling them out, and obviously we didn't get all the wording here, but by calling them out and really just communicating like, hey, I still like you as a friend, but you're fucking up here. That's like the best thing that you can do for a friend. I truly believe that. I think if OP would have just gone along, there is quite literally a possibility where this just played out to where OP has to make this person a cake and other people have to jump through hoops so she can have a free wedding. And it all got squashed like a bug because OP had the balls to say something. Nah, dude, I'm sticking with not the a-hole. The level of entitlement there is off the charts and someone needed to call her out on it. I could see this happening if you did a tiny backyard ceremony. No, for real. Me too. Honestly, y'all, if my wife is down for it, we're doing just like a little elopement and then we're just throwing a party. Like, y'all, if you go to venues and you don't use the W word, aka wedding, they give you way cheaper prices. Just a heads up. The second you whip out the W word, the price increases like 10x. So like me and my wife could get married. We could just get eloped and then be like, hey, we're just having a celebration for our friends. And they're like, okay, here is the discounted price, or here's what the price really should be if the wedding industry wasn't so toxic and fucking greedy. All right, guys, somebody's waiting for his treats. Look at him. Look at him. So polite and so handsome. Let's get a zoom in on this guy. Oh, he moved, but big stretch. Oh, and now he go under desk to rub against my leg. Okay. Guys, let me go grab his new delectables. Guys, I actually genuinely don't know if he's gonna like these. Ooh, hello, Mr. Man. Yes. Ooh, beans. beans, the beaniest, the weenies, the weeniest, the beans. Oh, can you meow for chat? Can you meow for chat? Oh, he's purring, chat. Oh, he's drooling, bro. Beans, give me 2 seconds. We're getting you your delectables. Hold up. Hold up, my boy. Ooh, what's this, Mr. Man? Whoa! Chat, this is not sponsored. One of you guys just said that I should try giving him one of these, so I am, but hey, yo, delectables, if y'all want to fucking sponsor me, my inbox is open, especially if my kibby enjoys this. Fuck, I forgot your name. I apologize, but to the person who beat cancer, congrats. We're proud of you. This is from you to the Mr. Beans. Fuck cancer, right, Beans? You couldn't hear him, but he just said fuck cancer. Ooh. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Oh, he likes it. He's a delectable boy. Chad, am I not supposed to give him the whole thing? He licked the mic. He's like, is that more? Give me more. What are you guys saying? Can I give him the whole thing? Look at the serving size. You're a serving size. I'm sorry. That was mean. I apologize. That was really mean. Oh, that's really cool. It doesn't have the serving size on it. Feed up to 3 tubes per day for an average size adult cat. Dude, we're so good. Beans is getting the whole fucking tube, bro. You're getting the whole tube, Beans. Look at him. He's like, I'm excited. Why are you getting excited? All right, Mr. Beans. Ready for more. Oh my gosh. Hold on. I have to wait. I wonder if I can do this. Oh, this is so much better, chat. Can you hear it okay? I feel like he's eating this really fast. Is he gonna puke, y'all? I feel like this is a recipe for disaster, chat. Is bro gonna puke? This is the last of it, my guy. You good, bro? Oh, now you're licking yourself? Okay. There's a little bit more. Get it. Get it. Yeah. There you go. All right, buddy. I think we cleaned it. Was it good? Oh, yeah. Chad, I was kind of hoping he'd make those gremlin noises. You know how cats do when they're greedy. But Beans is a polite boy. You're a polite boy, aren't you, Mr. Man? What's a good boy, Mr. Beans? Oh, yeah. We squeezed every last drop out of that, Mr. Beans. Such a silly boy. Whoever recommended this, thank you. He clearly liked it a lot. We got some relevant comments here, and then we have an update. One commenter said, Jesus, I only got through the first paragraph. I would neither involve people in a wedding like that, nor would I go. OP replied, I'm really curious if she would have told everyone in the extended family and friend groups showing up about the free aspect ahead of time. It definitely sounded like something she would take pride in, but also, I don't know how you bring that up. Another person said, not the a-hole, your friend is being ridiculous and you are the only one with the balls to tell her. Be happy she decided to not force you to do the cake. I mean, sounds like OP just put her foot down. OP replied, in her defense, for the last few things she's been naive about, she has ended up coming to the right conclusion on her own in the end. So maybe I should have just let that happen. This one isn't super important. It's just about the tent and how expensive it is. But this comment says, while it's more than a gift might cost, I was hoping all of the free wedding labor and supplies would be in lieu of gifts. That's probably not the case though. OP replied, in Coral's defense, she was clear that this support would be everyone's gifts to her. She said she wouldn't accept other gifts from us. Okay, but like, that is an insane gift to ask from somebody. In my opinion, like, hey, can you give me a gift that not only costs you money, but also time and labor? Like, it's really the time and labor thing for me. Like, I'm all for throwing out some money for people that I love when they're getting married to like buy them a couple cool things on the registry. But I am not all for spending my time and labor on the gift that I'm giving them more than what I deem is appropriate for a wedding, which, to be honest, y'all, like the time and labor that you're dedicating is like showing up to the wedding. And sometimes money. If it's out of state, you're buying the flight, you're buying the hotel, you're paying for food while you're out there. Like that's a whole other thing that people don't consider for weddings. Like, to be honest, y'all, I'm kind of okay with not being invited to a lot of weddings. That shit gets expensive. The amount of my friends who are like, oh my God, we have so many weddings this summer, we're spending so much money. And I'm like, I got invited to 2. And I'm so happy for that. One of them I might not even go to. Like, that shit rips, bro. Same commenter as the comment we just read said, I think this is kind of a cute idea, but when you soft launch individually to friends to see if it's actually possible, or at least take the temperature. Opie said, I'm worried that's what she thought she was doing, and I reacted as if it was a hard demand. It did kind of feel like that's what it was, though. No, because she was going around flaunting about how she wanted to make her entire wedding free. I also don't think it's a cute idea. You know what my definition of a cute idea to make a wedding cheaper? Tell everybody as their gift, bring a bottle of liquor or some kind of drink for the bar. I think that's a great way that people can politely ask you to support them in paying for the wedding. Like, that's fine to me. Like, I understand how expensive an open bar is at a wedding and how that's kind of like a fun part of the wedding, but it can be a huge burden on the families or the people getting married. Like, that's where I'm like, it's cute and it's not a lot of effort. All I have to do is go to liquor store, buy a bottle, give bottle to them, congrats on getting married. Versus what this person was asking for was, hey, I want you to spend days on my wedding cake. That is completely different. That's not cute. That's a whole ass job. Nuh-uh, bro. Absolutely not. Update post November 22nd, 2025, almost 2 months later. After reading the comments, I honestly began to feel bad for Coral. She really is a kind-hearted person, but a lot of people interpreted her as an insane, entitled bridezilla. That's not really the case. I decided I was gonna make the cake, and I sent her an apology text, in parentheses, to which I didn't get any reply. That was making me really anxious. I still didn't think that Coral's requests were that reasonable, and wasn't expecting the wedding to fully go to her plans, but that's not for me to worry about. Wait, so you're giving in and making her the fucking cake? And you apologized for giving her the reality check that she needed? Bro, I know some of the chat was saying that this girl's Mormon, but I think you guys might have been cooking, bro. That's pretty on brand for a Mormon. Hey, I stood my ground, set a boundary, but I was able to convince myself that I was in the wrong for doing something like that. Girl, why would you do that? Finally, I got a message from Coral's fiance, in parentheses, who we'll call Basil. Where are these fucking names coming from? Asking to meet up. I said yes. My expectation going in was that Basil would tell me how much I hurt Coral's feelings, and I was going to reiterate my apology and share some research/planning I had done for the cake. That's not how it went, though. As it turns out, the whole free wedding thing was Basil's idea. That's not the impression I got before. Basil didn't at first explain why he wanted to do it, but when pressed, it sounds like it's so he could spend the money that he and Coral had been saving up for their wedding on something else. A boat. In parentheses, a Catalina 27, apparently. I gotta see this fuck-ass boat, bro. Like, how did that pitch go? Hey, babe, I know I just proposed to you and asked you to marry me, but like, what if we tricked all of your friends to basically pay for our wedding with time, energy, and money, and I bought a fucking boat? Thoughts? Why do Americans love boats so much? To be fair, boats are pretty fucking cool. Are you fucking for real? It's a sailboat? It's not even like a cool boat. I'm sorry, not to be a dickhead, but like, if you're gonna buy a boat with your wedding money, at least let it be a fucking speedboat or something. Something you can tube behind or water ski, wakeboard. No, bro, you want to get a sailboat? Wow, okay, apparently a lot of people in chat really like sailboats. If you want a sailboat, get a sailboat, bro. I feel like this kind of boat, unless it's an interest of your partner, is a completely selfish buy. If you're getting like a boat that you commonly see on like a lake or something, that has so many applications. If you have kids, you can do tubing behind it, wakeboarding, skiing. You guys can just go out there and sunbathe, jump off, swim. I guess you can do that on a sailboat too, but can't do the other things. I mean, I guess you go fishing on this too. All right, maybe there's more to it, but I don't see people fishing on sailboats, okay? I know you probably can, but like, to me, not worth it. How much is it worth? That's such a great question. I'm glad somebody is asking the important questions. Okay, these ones are really old. Honestly, this ain't bad. I could fucking buy one of these suckers right now. Chat, say the word and we buy a fucking sailboat. Right after I just fucking ripped on them. Okay, are they only old as fuck? Are there any new ones? Like, also, if this is your entire wedding budget, oh boy, do I have bad news for you, my guy. Okay, why are they so fucking old? Show me a new one. Bro, this is crazy. What the fuck? Dude, I have to fill out a fucking form? Just tell me how much one costs. Does anybody know? Y'all, I'm reading this. It says that they only made them from 1971 to 1999. Or 1991, excuse me. Low-key goddess in chat said 60K, and that's what I'm gonna roll with. I'm just gonna roll with it being like 60K. That would make sense for like a new boat like that. I think the TLDR of it is, to me, that's a pretty dumb thing to ask your partner to buy instead of having a wedding. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not wild about how expensive weddings are, but if you're going to spend your money on something other than the wedding, it should be on a down payment on a house. I truly believe that. Hey, y'all are about to start your life together. You might as well start your life together in a new home that you guys can put together together and decorate and upgrade and grow together in. Like, that's what I truly believe. Buying a fucking boat with your wedding budget is ridiculous to me. Very useful and practical things to have when you're living in the city, especially if your fiance gets seasick. We did one of those river cruise things a while back and she had a bad time. Basil says he'll help her get over that and sailboats are different. Oh, so this guy sucks. Like, oh fuck, I did it again. At least it wasn't for very long this time. All right, we got to take the wins where we can get them, y'all. Anyway, after my whole outburst before, Coral has apparently been having second thoughts about the free wedding things. Basil asked me to talk to her, apologize, and tell her that it isn't a bad idea after all. He basically said I owe it to him to help clean up the mess I caused. I don't feel great about that though. I don't want to drive a wedge between Coral and Basil, but telling her I think it's a good idea after all feels like lying. And I guess actively advocating for a potential train wreck is a further line for me than just agreeing to play my assigned voluntold baker role. Voluntold, that's a funny word. Moreover, this was my first real conversation with Basil, and I have to say I'm not totally convinced he's a great person. This is your first real conversation with a guy who's marrying one of your good friends? Bro, what is this fucking friend group, man? What is going on? Y'all, these have to be Mormons, right? The more I read this, the more I'm convinced these are Mormons. I don't know if he's exactly manipulated her into going along with this, but it kind of feels that way. So what do? It's been a little while now since I talked to Basil, so I really do need to do something, be it what Basil asked, or further involving myself in drama by telling Coral that I don't think the wedding, in parentheses, or the entire marriage is a good idea. I am once again advocating for y'all that as this person's friend, it is your responsibility to not sugarcoat this shit. Like, we can't keep going down the route of maybe one day they'll figure it out for themselves, because that's how people get in shit-ass marriages, go through shit-ass divorces, and then their friends later on are like, oh yeah, I never even liked the guy. Girl, tell her that you don't like the guy. I am begging and pleading. Like, that's all we need to do is just tell them, hey dog, so like I had one real conversation with Basil, don't like the guy. I think it's unfair for him to take your entire wedding budget and spend it on a fuck-ass sailboat. On top of that, it's kind of manipulative that he would want to talk to me to try to get me to convince you to go back to doing the free wedding thing because it's his idea. This shouldn't even be a question, you guys. I am just begging anybody listening to this, like, the best thing you can do is advocate for your friends and tell them when they're getting themselves in a shitty situation. And if you communicate that in a constructive way, in a way that doesn't make them feel attacked, and they still decide to do it, then you did your job. At least you planted the seed. You can't control them, but by God, can you at least share what you think so it's in the back of their mind while they're dealing with this fuck shit? Oh my God. Oh, this poor woman. Hot take, but call off the marriage? I don't think that's a hot take, Rainbows. Like, I think that's the move. That's the method. That's the only thing to do from this point on. Let's go to comments. Commenter said, don't make the cake. Don't lie and say this nonsense is a good idea. You seem pretty sensible apart from... Oh my God, they're about to tear into OP. You seem pretty sensible apart from this issue. What the fuck is the matter with you? This is all unacceptable. You were 100% right the first time around. Stop backtracking. No, literally, this is where I was at. I was like, wait a minute. Like, you were cooking and then all of a sudden you decided to piss all over the food you were cooking? Why? And let's be clear, this shitty couple are foisting wedding expenses onto other people so they can buy a boat. You're an idiot for even needing to ask what you should do. OOP downvoted replied, I just don't want to tell Coral about all this and have her end up going through with the free wedding and marriage, which would almost certainly mean losing her as a friend. Listen, I know that it's harder to make friends when you're growing up and becoming an adult, but like, I don't think it's that hard to make friends. Like, do you really want friends who are this stupid? Like, dead ass. Like, if you stay friends with this girl, you're gonna have to be friends with her fuck ass fiance, soon to be husband. I get it, like, losing a friend sucks, but it doesn't sound like they're contributing a lot to your life other than wanting to take advantage of you for a free wedding and bringing in somebody into your life who's manipulative as fuck, and the person who's bringing them into your life doesn't see it. Another commenter said, how about you just show Coral that you are there for her no matter what she wants? Don't follow Basil's request, just be there for Coral. Offer to meet up with her and just ask about her. How is she? And listen to her. Be true to yourself and be a good friend to her. This is all easy to say, you need to do. Okay, so are you another fucking Mormon? Like, get the fuck fuck out of here with this shit. This person and OP, stay the fuck away from me. I like friends who can tell me when I'm fucking up. Me personally. If I'm bringing around somebody that they're not a huge fan of, I want them to come up to me and be like, hey man, not a huge fan of that person. So we can talk about it. Those are the people I want around me. I don't want some fake ass fucking yes men walking around just being like, yeah, so you're low-key with a toxic motherfucker. Let's just beat around the bush. Let's just let you make the worst choice of your life. Ruin your friendships with people by trying to go through with this free wedding and then blow all your money on some fuck-ass sailboat. Like, get the fuck away from me. Absolutely not. OP replied to that comment saying, thank you, this is honestly what I want to do, but given she didn't reply to my last text, I'm worried about if she'll even meet up with me if the first thing I say isn't directly taking back all of my concerns from before. OP's digging their own grave. We can't help them. Most of the people are telling her what to do, and she's like, can't fucking see. She's as bad as the fucking Chewbacca guy, chat. Call me fucking crazy, but I'm putting her on the same level as that Chewbacca guy. Reddit says, hey man, maybe you should not. And then she goes, actually, I do. Another commenter said, I assume she knows about the boat. If yes, minimize your feedback. OP replied, I think so, but I'm not certain. Honestly, I'm surprised she would go along with the boat idea, but it seems even less likely that Basil would tell me about this if he was keeping it a secret from Coral. Guess that's a good point. Does she know? Another person said, makes me wonder if Basil is telling, in parentheses, forcing her not to respond. Continuing to try to check in and being a friend to listen could be much, much bigger than you think. OP replied, I hope that's not it. I will try to reach out to her another way. This is infuriating, man. I can't believe people like this exist. Like, talk about making your life harder than it needs to be. Like, girl, you're keeping the drama in your life. I just don't understand it, man. I can't have friends like this. I can't have friends who are always in some drama, trying to drag me in, trying to make it my problem too. Like, get the fuck out of my life. That shit's so exhausting. Like, when you're in high school, fine, sure, I get it. You're a kid, whatever, you don't know any better. But like, these motherfuckers are 24, 23, and 25. Like, by that point, bro, I was getting tired of it. I was like, keep me the fuck out of any drama. I'm done. I want to be a real adult with real adult problems, not dealing with some fuck ass dude who wants to buy a boat with his wedding budget. Like, cue boats, girl from How I Met Your Mother. Insane reference, River. Goated reference, honestly. Let's do it, y'all. We got a new update. And this update, post number 2, comes from January 16th, 2026, almost 2 months after the first update, 4 from the original post. I was finally able to get in touch with Coral and talk to her one-on-one. The first thing I did was just ask her how she's doing. Apparently, not very well. She's now fully aware that the whole free wedding thing really was her fiance's idea, and he had mentioned the boat in passing as something he wanted to save up for, but he hadn't at all framed it directly as the thing he wanted to spend the wedding money on, in parentheses, as he did when he told me about it. Maybe he thought that would make me think he's cool or something? Or he thought having a specific goal in mind would make me more likely to support the idea. Or maybe he's a fucking bad guy. You're so close, OP. Or maybe this dude's a fucking shithead. Have you ever thought of that one? Anyway, it's not just the wedding planning that has made Coral upset. Apparently, Basil, who is into boats, I guess, has been spending more and more time at the marina that's 78 minutes away. Coral quoted that exact number lots of times. He doesn't even spend that much time out on the water. He just hangs out with everyone there and has been spending less and less time at home. He also keeps talking about Grace, who, as he had explained to me, is a boat rather than a woman, in parentheses, fortunately, question mark. Is this the captain from fucking How I Met Your Mother? Whoever made that comment, you were cooking. Like, what the fuck is happening right now? All I glean from that is Basil is for sure fucking that boat. Like, we're gonna get the sickest My Strange Addiction episode out of this. Coral said she's been invited to the club a few times, but has never really felt like she was part of it. When she brought that up to Basil, he said he also feels that way because they don't own their own boat. I don't really think it's the same at all. And even if Grace isn't a person, Coral is feeling jealous. Last night, Coral brought up the wedding plans with Basil again and said she thinks she wants to wait and sort some stuff out first. Basil didn't get angry or anything and said he understands, in parentheses, good. But also asked if that meant that they could spend some of their wedding savings since they would have more time to save up again, in parentheses, bad. Thank you, OP. Thank you for specifying that for me. I wouldn't have known which one was good or bad. That broke Coral, which might be why she finally agreed to meet me. I know it makes me kind of a jerk, but to be entirely honest, I'm just glad that Coral is talking to me again. I told her to break up with Basil. She's thinking about it, but I'm scared she won't. I kind of want to offer to do it for her, but that would be silly. Yeah, we are in middle school. We're 20-year-olds in middle school. You know what? We gotta take the wins where we can get them. At least she told Coral to break up with Basil. We gotta praise OP's wins. I feel like, dude, this is just like the Chewbacca guy. I said it in the Chewbacca video. I want to praise OP because, like, OP is like a stupid little puppy that doesn't know anything, and we have to just like, yes, good job, good girl, yes, like, here's your treat. Like, I'm just like, oh my god, I can't believe this is a real human being that's above the age of 22. I do really pray for all of y'all that we are much more emotionally mature at the age of 23 than these people are, because what in the dysfunctional adult did I just fucking read? The fuck? We better get an update, and it's like, update, Basil was fucking the boat. Grace. Am I the a-hole for stopping picking up lunch since my manager tried to force me to go to a restaurant that I will not support? Originally posted to r/am I the a-hole on September 19th, 2021. I currently work in an office of 14 people. Since I mainly work with clients in a different time zone, I come into the office a bit later than everyone else. Their office hours are 7:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. I'm 12 p.m. to 9 p.m. Because of that, I started to pick up lunch for some of my coworkers on my way to work. What started off as a nice thing for 1 to 2 people turned into most of the office giving me their orders. I had 3 rules. 1, only 1 restaurant a day. All orders had to come from that location. 2, I would not go to 2 restaurants out of moral principles. These are forbidden restaurants and no order to them will be accepted. 3, your order will be rounded up to the nearest dollar plus 1. If your order was $7.28, it would be $9 for me to pick it up. Still way cheaper than any other service out there. Cash on lunch delivery or prepaid for the week will be accepted. Damn, OP had a whole ass fucking side hustle. All right. I mean, I don't think they're getting paid well enough for it, but I mean, shit, if you don't mind. For the most part, I had no trouble with these rules except for one coworker and the vice president. They both would want me to go to one of the restaurants that I would not go to. Every week, I would explain I do not buy from that company. Every week, they would try to get me to go there. Now, this drama started on Friday. After I came in and gave everyone their orders, I was called in the office with the vice president and told them that I'm bullying and excluding my coworkers from my little lunch club and must include him in it by going to the forbidden restaurant. Fuck right off. That's crazy. I would be like, bully these nuts in your mouth. What are you talking about? How much of a fucking pussy do you have to be like, I'm getting bullied by my coworker who picks up my lunch for almost nothing because they won't go to one singular restaurant. That's the only rule that they've given me, but they're fucking bullying me. Like, bro, I would be laughing in their face. I would get fired not for bullying, but for sitting there and going, you're a fucking pussy. Oh my god, that's incredible. This is why I can't work in corporate. I would literally start laughing at shit like this. I would laugh and lose my job so fast. And then I'd just sue for wrongful termination. You're bullying me by excluding me from your lunch club. Oh my god, dude. Just say you're a virgin. Like, I told them I would solve the problem, but explain that Saturday's orders were already in and Monday is when the change would happen. Wait, so you gave into them, bro? Why? Well, on Saturday, after I dropped off the orders, I canceled the lunch club in a company-wide email, stating the facts that I'm being forced to add forbidden restaurant by vice president to my pickups, and I cannot, under no circumstances, because of my moral and religious fiber, support the forbidden restaurant. So, effective immediately, the lunch club is disbanded, and Monday, everyone is on their own with their lunch orders. I will refund any money that is left if the orders were prepaid, and to see me Monday to get your money. I do not pick up lunch on most Sundays. Well, half of the office supported my decision, and the other half is pissed off at me for stopping the service. It was a huge time waster and pretty cheap since I picked up the orders on my way to work for them. Bro, what entitled ass fucking company do you work at right now? Like, what the fuck? Bro, if somebody was doing me this huge ass favor for literally almost nothing, I would be like going to bat for them. We would be starting a fucking strike. What do you mean people are pissed off at you? You better have a little fucking book where you're like, this bitch was mad at me because I stood my fucking ground on my principles. Ugh, insane, man. I never really made a lot of money off of this, maybe enough to cover my daily lunch at best, maybe $15 to $16 a day on a really good day. I think I maybe the a-hole, mostly due to the sudden stop of service, may leave some without a clear lunch plan. I'm sorry, bro, but if somebody can't all of a sudden with a day's notice figure out how to fucking get themselves lunch, that's their problem. If you can't go, oh shit, this person who normally gets me lunch every week can't get me lunch anymore, whatever will I do? How the fuck am I gonna feed myself now? That person's just dumb. Like, what? That ain't your problem. They should maybe just stop being a fucking idiot. Some coworkers seem really ticked off because of it and also want food from forbidden restaurants. Then they can go fucking pick it up themselves. I don't understand this, man. Like, oh, wee woo, I want you to pick up my food for me from this restaurant that you won't go to. You need to fucking do that for me. Like, bro, stop being a lazy piece of shit and get the food yourself. That's so crazy to me. I don't know if I should call OP a better person than me, other than like, maybe it's just the way Kathy raised me. Kathy raised me to not let people just walk all over you. And that's what I'd encourage you guys as well as OP to do. Like, don't let these people walk all over you. Somebody comes up to you and is like, hey, I know you were doing this big favor for me, but now that you're not doing it anymore because you're standing your ground on your principles, you're a fucking dickhead. You need to turn to them and be like, you're an ungrateful, selfish motherfucker. I was not put on this planet to cheaply pick up food for you every week and to give in to not standing on my principles because that makes you upset. Like, normalize making people fucking feel bad about the shit that comes out of their mouth when they're this entitled. Oh, God. Dude, that's just like, if I have kids, that's what I want to teach them. Don't let people treat you like this. They need to be publicly shaming this vice president and this stupid ass coworker on a united front. Crazy, bro. Yeah, my job at this company is X, not food runner. Exactly. Like, if somebody messaged me about this, I would just send them a link to DoorDash. Be like, figure it the fuck out, you ungrateful piece of shit. Want it from a forbidden restaurant? How badly do you want it? Bro, I've never wanted something from a restaurant so badly that I'm willing to like berate someone over it. That I'm willing to like be like, hey, you're just fucking wrong for not doing it. The fact that we can just buy food like that is such a privilege. Like, I think people lose touch of reality because of how easy it is to get shit now. Okay, you can't get food from your favorite fucking restaurant. Bro, people are starving. Go get food from something else. I will never understand. If y'all ever see me throwing a massive fit about not getting a specific type of food, I want y'all to take me out back, put me down Old Yeller style. 2 bullets to the back of the head. Because what do you fucking mean, bro? There are people who would be dying for any food. You're throwing a bitch fit because you can't get your favorite food hand delivered to you by a very generous coworker? Shut the actual fuck up. I can't imagine being that much of a entitled, annoying piece of shit human being. You don't realize, like, we're fucking lucky. Our ancestors, there were days where they just didn't eat because they couldn't get food. And we could just roll down the road to fucking McDonald's and get something for $10. Like, I can't imagine, bro. And even so, like, even to this day, there are people in regions where, like, getting food is hard. I could never imagine becoming so out of touch with how lucky you are on a day-to-day basis if you're, like, American or something like that. Like, that's what I'm assuming they are. Couple relevant comments here. Nothing too important from this other than not the a-hole. Would you reinstate picking up lunches if they apologized and agreed to stop asking about the forbidden restaurants? OP replied, probably not. A few others have pointed out some pretty bad liability that may come my way if I continue. Since I am transporting food, anything that happens to it, or if someone accidentally gets something that may trigger an allergy, the blame could be put on me. Oh, that's such a good point, bro. Whip up a contract. Make this shit legit. Okay, another commenter said, my one question though, was it truly something they should have stepped into? From what I can tell, OP did this on their own time. Therefore, they could pick up food from wherever they please. All in all, definitely a power play, as someone stated. Another commenter said, nothing wrong with building a little camaraderie as long as OP was willing to do it. Almost everyone was fine with it until it became an issue, so I don't think OP felt like they were being exploited. The rules were reasonable, and I think OP was fine to blacklist any restaurant for any reason. VP decided to throw his weight around and killed the goose that laid the golden eggs. If people wanted the blacklisted restaurant, they could have just organized a separate run. OP replied to all of that saying, this is pretty much spot on. I was getting lunch anyway. I would always do a quick calculation to see how much I would be earning and order something less than that. So I was getting my lunch paid for out of this deal. Both VP and coworker would use me to pick up their lunches at times, and both would sometimes use a service to get food from the forbidden restaurant. My guess, this is about saving money and a power play on me more than anything. Sounds like a shitty job to work for. My God, this is just such a big point why I probably wouldn't survive in corporate. Like, I would just be such a fucking asshole, you know? Like, I would get fired for calling them fucking idiots. Update September 26, 2021, 1 week later. Some details first. I was hired mainly due that I am bilingual with the client's main language and know the business. So to fire me, you would need 2 people to replace me. As many of you guessed, one of the forbidden restaurants is Chick-fil-A. Y'all cook, chat. You guys were calling that shit. As for the second one, it is partly due to me working there and having an issue with the franchise owner and not the whole franchise itself. I have no issues ordering vegan, Muslim, or Jewish food for those who wanted it. Some of the locations I visited and picked up lunch even had those options. I emailed and spoke with the owner of the company. I am basically in the clear. For those worried about any potential raise or promotions being stopped by the vice president, in parentheses, who really is just a glorified office manager who makes us call him a vice president. That will not be an issue. Damn, I didn't even think about that. I will not really be getting a promotion. In parentheses, there is not really currently a promotion available, but I did get a raise out of this. Oh, damn. All right, OP. We love a little light at the end of the tunnel. Onward. Monday. I was called into a meeting with the VP and myself only. He told me that this was not what he meant, and I need to sort something out by the end of the day or there will be consequences. What? This guy is such a fucking boner. Like, this guy was like a loser in high school who got a semi-powerful position and is just taking out all of his frustration by trying to be a powerful person at work. No fucking way. Like, OP better go to a lawyer or to the CEO or something right now, because what the fuck? I called and emailed the owner about this. Refunds were given out. At this point, I'm holding no one's money. My lunch was a famous fresh beef burger, which I ate at my desk. Tuesday, I had a meeting with the VP and owner. Owner made it very clear to VP that I am to be left alone and I am allowed to continue my lunch club as I want if I want to. I made it clear that I will no longer be doing so. I had Taco Bell, not my best choice. I love the food updates as well. Wednesday, business is as normal. I ate a fresh grilled chicken sandwich and fries from Zaxby's. Thursday, most of my coworkers that were originally PO'd at me for stopping the service asked me if I could start it up again. I said no, too much of the risk with the VP and coworker. I brought in a bacon cheeseburger and nuggets plus fries, $5 special, and a small Frosty from Wendy's. The fucking audacity, man. Insane. For people to be pissed off at you and not back you up, to come up and be like, oh, will you pretty please start up the service for us again? Like, shut the fuck up, bro. Friday, a coworker greeted me at the entrance, called me several very racial names, and knocked my Arby's out of my hand, kicked it, and left the building. He was met with the police and the owner and terminated when he came back from lunch. I am now allowed to work from home again with bi-weekly office meetings. Like, for sure a Trump supporter, you know? Only they would be that stupid. Oh my God, bro. If natural selection was real, like, this coworker would have gotten taken out so fucking long ago. They're that fucking stupid. Can you fucking imagine calling someone some racial slurs and fucking knocking the food out of their hand because this person wasn't picking up food for you anymore? I don't know how OP still works with them. I would be like, I can't work with these fucking morons. Saturday, spent most of the day getting my home office set up again. I had a can of instant potato cheddar and bacon soup for lunch. Sunday, my day off, here giving an update. Okay, I'm not gonna read this because it's just somebody sharing their thoughts about everything that happened, but OP replied to it saying, working from home is the biggest plus here since VP was the one who forced us to come back to the office. I also hope he gets terminated, but unless he does something major that costs the owner some money, it is not likely since he's related to the owner by marriage. I was given a $250 monthly allowance on top of my raise for office supplies, so I can see some PC upgrades in my future. Damn, that's actually a crazy monthly allowance, bro. $250 a month? Incredible. You know what? OP kind of came out on top for this. Gets to work from home, doesn't have to pick up food for a bunch of ungrateful bitches, and a $250 monthly allowance? Chat, I think OP won. I think this is a net positive for OP. Incredible. Someone said bribe money. You're probably right, low-key. Man, I just really hope nobody watching this video is this fucking entitled. Insane levels of entitlement. I don't know, like, is it really that hard to be a good person and just appreciate when people are doing you a favor? And when people are coming after those people for doing a favor, going to bat for them and backing them up? Like, is that just too much to ask? I hope it's not. I unwittingly created a family with my next door neighbor. Original post, October 18th, 2022. 3 years ago, a woman named Cassie, 32 female, and her son, Kenny, 13 male, moved into the apartment next door. They had a few boxes, so I figured I'd, 31 male, offer to help and get off to a good start. I noticed Kenny had a PS4, so I told him I game as well, and he was free to come over and play my systems anytime he wanted if his mother allowed it. I have a PS5, a Switch, and a PC as an FYI. Since I'm a mechanic, I told Cassie if she had any car trouble, she should come to me anytime, since I help out a lot of other people on the floor with their cars as well. She accepted. I didn't really interact with either Kenny or Cassie besides a few heys for a few weeks initially, but a little more than a month after moving in, Cassie knocked on my door and asked if I could check her car because the engine wasn't turning over. Turns out the spark plugs needed to be changed, which wasn't easy enough to do. Cassie was very thankful for my help and offered to pay, but I told her it was no problem. She invited me to dinner with her and Kenny, and I was hesitant to accept, but she insisted on it. The next day we had dinner, and it was a good time. 32 female, 31 male OP, bro. I mean, if you don't mind having a kid, like, you sound great with kids, why not Kith, you know? I could have seen this coming from a mile away. Ooh, sorry guys, I'm not supposed to believe this one though, because the stupid journalist from the previous story said no, you too gullible. Fucking asshole. Sorry, I'm still caught up on that. The next day we had dinner and it was a good time. I learned a lot about her and talked to Kenny more. He's a really good kid, really into games, science, and his guitar. We even all went over to my place for some Mario Kart. From then on, I got really close to Kenny. I viewed him like a little brother. He came over to play my games almost every day, and I even started teaching him about cars. I've even brought him to my shop to introduce him to tools. He's a quick study, and he even told Cassie he wants to be a mechanic like me. I told him to aim higher and become an engineer. He is now looking into engineering programs. Oh, wait, that's so fucking cute. My guy, you ain't his older brother, you're his dad. I think Cassie really appreciated our relationship. She became a lot more friendly with me. I got COVID during lockdown, and out of the kindness of her heart, she brought me groceries, cleaned my apartment, and even took care of me. I was totally grateful. She even cooks dinner for me every night, and we all have dinner together. She even makes dinner for me when I work late and leaves it in my apartment. The other day, Kenny brought one of his friends over to his apartment. I met the friend, and he said, "This is OP. He's like my dad." Not gonna lie, that took me by surprise. I always viewed Kenny as my little brother, but here he is saying that I'm like a dad to him. I asked Cassie about this, and she seemed surprised I even asked. She said that she would never force that role on me, but that he did view me as his father. He even hoped that me and Cassie would get together so that we can be a real family. Bro, you have to. I'm sorry. I don't make the rules. The little kid needs his dad, OP. Come on. Cassie then said she wouldn't mind that either. My boy, silver platter. Like, I asked her if she was asking me out. She smiled and just said yes. I was surprised, but said okay. We have a dinner date this weekend, and I'm nervous as all hell. I don't want to ruin things with Cassie and or Kenny. I really do love both of them, but I'm not sure how I feel about being the father figure for Kenny. It's a lot of responsibility, and I'm not entirely sure I'm the guy for that. And Cassie, she's a really amazing woman. I just hope I can measure up to her expectations. I'm just asking Reddit, are my worries unfounded? Should I put some boundaries between me and Kenny? How do I not screw up with Cassie? Listen, I've never been on a date with somebody who has a kid. My gut is telling me that you bring up these questions on the first date with Cassie, or maybe even before the first date, because I feel like that's important for the relationship to A, have the best possible chance of happening, and B, to be mature that like, hey, this woman has a kid. Like, obviously dating somebody with a kid is and should be very different than dating somebody who doesn't have a kid. And I think you guys should talk about that beforehand. Talk about your questions, concerns, whether that's on the date or before the date, so that you can make sure that everybody's on the same page, you know? But I mean, like, OP being like, I don't know if I'm ready for that. Dude, it sounds like you're hella ready. Like, what do you mean? Be the dad that steps up. Yeah, bro, I was gonna say, I mean, that's a crazy system to have set up where she literally like makes dinner for you and stuff. Like, that's not a normal neighbor. Like, I've been close with my neighbors. When I was in Minneapolis, I got close to a couple of my neighbors, but I wasn't fucking making dinner for any of them necessarily. I made them spam musubi every once in a while. This is cute. I really do hope they at least try the relationship. I think it's worth it. He sounds really great with Kenny, as long as he's okay with eventually becoming his dad, which he kind of already impromptu has. I don't think there should be a problem. Like, this is so cute to me. Top comment was, it sounds like you were already fulfilling the job requirements before you were hired. I wouldn't worry about this, OP. This sounds like the start of something beautiful. Exactly. Like, he's like, oh, I'm not sure if I'm ready. Bro, you were doing it. Like, obviously it's not everything, but like, you were doing a pretty good job if the kid was like, yeah, this is like who I would want to consider my dad. Like, that's such a cute compliment. Bro, I think if a little kid was like, yeah, I look at you like you're my dad, I would melt. I would have no choice but to become that child's dad. It sounds like you're already doing all the responsibility and relationship things and doing them well. Aside from sex, what more do you think there is to all of this? I mean, don't get me wrong. I think raising a kid is different than just like letting the kid come over, play video games, teaching him things. There's so much more to raising kids than just that, but I don't think it's impossible. Dumber people have raised kids before, and OP doesn't sound like a dumb guy. Sounds like he has a good head on his shoulders, me personally. We have an update, October 28th, 2022, 10 days later. Some things to clarify before the update. People were asking me if I'm actually attracted to Cassie, and the answer is yes. She's one of the strongest, nicest, most considerate people I know. She constantly puts people before herself, and I always wish that someone would put her first for once. And did I mention that Cassie is super pretty? I guess I just never thought Cassie would find me attractive or be interested in me that way. Now the update. I was nervous as hell all week leading up to the date on Saturday. During our usual family dinners, Cassie smiled at me a lot more. I don't think Kenny noticed since he was too busy playing on his phone. Cassie not so subtly suggested to Kenny, 13 male, that he go spend a weekend with his grandparents. Bro, my guy. That is like the craziest code in the world, chat. Code red hanky panky weekend. Cassie trying to fuck, bro. He didn't really want to, but she pretty much pushed him out the door, LOL. On Saturday evening, I knocked on Cassie's door and she opened it up wearing an absolutely beautiful dress. I broke the tension and asked if that dress was for me. She laughed and we went on our way. The evening was a little awkward at first, but when we were walking to the restaurant, she grabbed my hand and smiled at me, and it sort of got rid of the awkwardness. From there, the evening went amazingly. We talked, laughed, and had a great dinner. I asked her what made her change her mind about me, and she said it was the previous Christmas. For reference, Cassie is a hardworking single mom, and Kenny has all of his needs met and more. But she can't afford to get him the best, and it really hurts her that she can't. She really wanted to get him a PS5 since he was begging for one, but she couldn't justify the cost. Since I have disposable income, I hunted for months, checking stock drops until I finally got one. I then surprised Kenny with it on Christmas and told him it was from his mom. Stop, that's so fucking cute. Oh, bro, come on. Like, dude, she doesn't just like you and like how you look. She likes how you treat her kid. That's like another kind of love. Bro, if I had a little crotch goblin of my own and some girl walked in and was fucking so kind and sweet to him, I would have no choice but to get on one knee, bro. Cassie was shocked and even started crying. Kenny was so excited he didn't even notice her crying. All she could tell me was thank you repeatedly. Apparently that made her realize that she wanted me in both of their lives forever. She tried to deny her feelings, but it didn't work. The conversation the other day was the opening she needed to finally confess how she felt. After dinner, we went back to her place for a nightcap. If they don't get the hanky panky going, I will scream. We talked a lot about relationship expectations and how we wanted to proceed. We agreed to be exclusive, to take it slow, and not to tell Kenny about anything until we're sure that this relationship is real and strong. No! All right, that's so fair. That's probably the healthy thing to do, but I just want them to fuck. We don't want to give him any unrealistic expectations. She also said that her calling me his dad was too much too soon and apologized for it. She said it was wishful thinking on her part and probably would have weirded out most people. She said I could accept any role with Kenny that I wanted, but she hoped that I would see Kenny as a son eventually. Sorry to disappoint everyone, but we didn't do the deed. No! Oh, that's definitely the healthy thing to do, but just fucking kiss. Please tell me you kissed her at least though, right? We decided that it was much too soon. We did, however, have a buzzed makeout session. Hell yeah. Let's go. You know what? I'll settle. That's good enough. Let's be honest, Chad. That's probably the healthy thing to do. If you got a kid in the equation, you probably should take it slow. The following day, we went for brunch and decided to go apple picking. It felt damn good to be walking hand in hand with someone you care about and taking lots of pictures doing silly things. At our family dinner yesterday, Cassie sat close to me and was rubbing her foot on my leg. Hey, yo, I don't think Cassie wants to take this very slow, my guy. Like, Cassie trying to get that nut. I don't think I've ever been more turned on in my life, LOL. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I think I'm falling for Cassie and falling hard. Oh. Well, anyways, I think that's it. We're together now, and hopefully this lasts. I don't think I want anyone else. Cassie is everything one could want in a partner, and I hope that I can be worthy of her. She's a really special person. Thanks, everyone. You're all so kind. Stop! That's so fucking cute, bro. What the hell? All right, we got way more updates on this one, chat. Oh, we never get wholesome stories like this. This is so refreshing. Oh, actually, chat, I shouldn't get super happy about this story posted in a subreddit where the whole point is that people are supposed to share their life experiences that actually happened to them in life and that they share on the internet so other internet strangers can enjoy it and or judge it. No, I shouldn't believe it because that stupid bitch from the previous story. I'm sorry, guys. I'm still on it. I can't fucking believe it. Like, she had me doubting. I'm like, am I wrong here? No, I'm not wrong here. Looks like we have 3 new updates. The newest one from 2024, but let's start with the one from November 27th, 2022. Someone made a previous Best of Redditor updates post, and OOP commented on that post with a small little update. Replying to the comment, he said, "This was the funniest comment I've read on here so far. Believe me, I'm no choir boy and would love to take Cassie to Pound Town." Okay, I guess Pound Town's not that bad. But I want to respect her and not just seem like I'm in it for the sex. Taking it slow means not running around like horny teenagers, unfortunately, but I dare say things have been progressing nicely. We cross little milestones almost every day and we're working towards the big ones. Also, it's way too early for the L word, but I don't know how to describe it as anything other than that. Since people seem to like our story, I guess I'll give you a small little update. We spent Thanksgiving with her parents. Her mother always liked me and was our biggest shipper. Wait, you've met the mother before? That's crazy. Right away, she sussed it out. I guess just by the way we were looking at each other and our energy or something. Women are really good at that kind of stuff, LOL. Her mom pulled us aside and asked if we were together. We denied it at first, but she just gave us that come on face. We gave in and admitted it. She hugged me and practically squeezed the life out of me, LOL. Her mom couldn't even hide her smile the rest of the night. Meanwhile, while me and her dad were talking at dinner, Cassie was not so subtly rubbing her feet up and down my legs, causing me to stutter numerous times. Hey, yo, this girl is crazy. Listen, I mean this in the most respectful way possible. Cassie sounds like a freak, bro. Like, yeah, Kaya said the same thing, bro. Cassie a freak. Bro about to get the freakiest sex of his life. Her dad asked me if I was all right. I just said I had bad heartburn, LOL. Honestly, I feel like I'm a damn high schooler again. This is all so new, dangerous, and exciting, like it's almost forbidden in a way. As for Kenny, the little man doesn't suspect a thing, I think. We've been restoring a car together, and that's been keeping his mind occupied. Plus, he's too busy chasing his own crushes. No, as he should be. Shout out Kenny. How old is Kenny again? Is he 13? Yeah, 13 male. Okay, all right. I mean, shit, bro. It's been like a month. You know what? I guess I understand that. Bringing sex into the equation might be complicated, but like, we're getting close. We're getting close. Oh, dude, stop it. Okay, so the next post isn't even an update. It's like a girlfriend appreciation post that he dropped titled, "My girlfriend just sent me roses to my workplace and I don't know what to do with myself." Ladies, I am once again asking you, if you're not with a fucking fragile ass man, get him flowers. He will appreciate it, chat. I guarantee it. That's so fucking cute. Okay, in the break room at my work, and I'm grinning like an idiot and I don't know what to do with my hands, so I'm typing this out to get rid of all this nervous energy. I work as a mechanic and my boss called me over to the office. I thought I fucked up somehow, but he had a big ass bouquet of roses on his desk. He told me, "This is for you." I was like, what the fuck? But I read the card attached and it said, "Just because, love, girlfriend." That's so fucking cute. Oh, shit, chat. By the way, I should have mentioned, this is 18 months later. Okay, please tell me that you guys have done the hanky-panky, all right? Please. My boss laughed at me and told me I had a good one and to not fuck it up. He did say he'd have to give me shit for it, but he's happy for me. Sure enough, the boys on the floor ripped me to shreds once they heard about it, but I didn't care. I was like floating, LOL. Now I'm on my break and I can't stop thinking about how much this completely caught me off guard. Can someone please talk me down from going out to buy her a ring after work? LOL. My guy, fucking send it. Oh, I know I'm pro don't get married to someone after 2 years, but like, maybe we could break it this one time, you know? You pick it up when I put it down. I'm like, Palpatine, do it. Buy the ring now. Okay, I wouldn't recommend that. OP did add an edit. "Hey everyone, I'm finally off work and I'm still really flustered, but I think I've calmed down, LOL. I don't think I'm gonna get her a ring today, but I do have to do something. Problem is, I don't know what. She deserves absolutely everything, but I can't think of anything that would equal this. I do have an idea of taking her on a last-minute romantic getaway this weekend." Bro, I think that's perfect. That's absolutely perfect. I was gonna say, like, you should take her and Kenny somewhere, you know? Like, I think that'd be fun, a little family outing. Also, to everyone asking, yes, the woman in my story is Cassie from my previous post. Okay, I guess that's a good clarification. I just assumed. God damn! Okay, and I think we have one more update, chat. Oh, gosh. It's from 2024, and, like, a month after this one. We shall see. I'm kind of sad. I wanted, like, a full-ass update. Like, did you guys do the hanky-panky, or are you still waiting? I mean, the sex has to be somewhat good, right? She bought him flowers. Like, this is like the Friends fruit basket thing, I think, you know? An elite reference, by the way, chat. You don't understand. You should. I'm just gonna reiterate for the video, because somebody spoiled it in chat. If you come to my live streams and you want to join us, like, I would love that. Twitch.tv/BySarby. But if you come here, please do not go into chat and spoil the stories. I haven't read these yet. I am reading them live with you guys, and if you come into chat and tell me what happens, then I can't authentically react to it, because now I know what happens in this next update, and I refuse to be like, oh my god, that's crazy, who would have thunk it, because I already know. Please, no spoilers. I can't say that enough. Last update here, May 20th, 2024, 1 month after the previous post. Hey, well, I have good news for you. After that little stunt Cassie pulled, I decided that I really needed to stop waiting and make Cassie an honest woman. I was waiting until we had closed on a house, but I realized that was just an excuse. So I had a secret discussion with her parents, and when I told them I plan on proposing to her, her mother practically jumped through the roof, LOL. She then immediately went into planning mode about the best way to propose to her and what kind of ring she wants, all that kind of stuff. Honestly, I don't know who's more excited, me or her, LOL. Stop, bro. That's like the dream. If my significant other's parents aren't this excited for me proposing to her, like, I don't want them, you know? The most hilarious thing about this is that Cassie saw how giddy I was after the roses and she was happy I liked them, but she had to calm me down and told me not to do anything stupid, LOL. I did end up planning a very nice weekend away over Memorial Weekend, just the two of us at the lake house. I don't know exactly when or where I'll propose, but I guess if people want it, I'll update. Oh no, that's actually kind of scary. Did he not ever update about that? Like, hell yeah, we want an update, my boy. Please. That's the last thing we get from 2 years ago. That actually makes me a little sad, chat. What happened? What happened? Where's the update? We knew that he was going to propose based off of an evil person who spoiled the story, but I'm glad. That sounded like it needed to happen, you know? And I'm glad it did. I really hope OP updates it one more time. I want to know. Gotham, did they fuck? No, for real. That's what I want to know. I'm like, how long did they wait? It couldn't have been that long, man. If she was rubbing on his leg like that, I give it 2 more weeks max. The sexual tension would have been through the roof by then. In my head, they're married and there's rainbows and unicorns. Me too. That's the only thing that's keeping me going right now. Am I the a-hole for yelling at my girlfriend due to her camera roll? Originally posted to r/am I the a-hole on February 4th, 2023. Me, 23 male, and my girlfriend, 21 female, have been together for 4 months now. She's great, beautiful, crazy intelligent, and has the best personality. Genuinely, my dream girl, except for one issue: her camera roll. For background, she dated a guy for 4 years in high school and the first half of college. She broke up with him last year and has dated other people since then, leading up to me. She never really talks about him unless telling a past story about her friend group, in parentheses, which he was a part of until he suddenly up and left. According to her, the reason they broke up is she realized they were on 2 different levels of maturity. In parentheses, when I mean she's intelligent, I mean she's well known around campus and every professor adores her, and we go to a Big 12 university. She also got life-threateningly sick, and while he was worried for her, she knew he wouldn't be responsible enough to take care of her in the future. In parentheses, progressive heart disease. They ended on good terms, but don't talk anymore because he is kind of an introverted guy, according to her. Okay. 4 years of high school, first half of college. She's 21 female. So assuming that she's on the normal college track of starting at 18, that means that the timeline of the breakup is at most a year and then minus 4 months, because that's how long OP and the girlfriend have been dating. So like, if we're giving her the absolute benefit of the doubt, we're talking 8 months of healing from a 6-year relationship. You guys are saying it like OP's a rebound, man. I hate to break it to you, my guy, but let's see what is going on with this camera roll. The part I get upset about is every time she opens her camera roll to show me a past picture, she scrolls past photos or videos of him and her. I brought this up to her before and she always laughs and says it's because she's too lazy to go through 30,000 photos. She hasn't deleted pictures since 2015. These photos and videos of him and her aren't romantic. They're high school shenanigans and usually involve her other friends, but I still can't help but feel jealous. Today, she showed me a photo of her friends in 2018, telling me a funny story. He's in the photo. I said, "You have a lot of pictures with him," in an annoyed tone. And she said, "Well, yeah, he grew up with me and my friends. We were kids together. It's like a look back into my childhood." I told her I didn't like those pictures and she offered to remove them and put them on a drive. I told her that wasn't enough. She told me they were precious memories she shared with her friends and she wasn't going to delete them just because she was in a couple. I kind of raised my voice and told her she should go back to him if the memories were so precious. She got up and said, "I don't want to go back to him, but I also don't want to be with someone who's emotionally insecure. I have enough to deal with," and then left. I debated on texting her and apologizing. Am I the a-hole? Okay, well now I don't think OP's in the right either. Like, listen, if she had a bunch of photos of them being all cutie, coupley, maybe I would understand that. I also understand not going through all your photos, especially when there's a lot of like intermixing between friend groups, or you know, if there were any like spicy videos or something like that, that would be a completely different topic. But like, if it's just a photo of her friend group and this guy's in it, I think OP's being unreasonable. And I think OP is being insecure. Everybody verdict him the asshole. So that makes sense. I mean, I still kind of want to be like, this would be a little bit of a red flag to me. Girl goes through a breakup of 6 years and it doesn't take more than 8 months for herself. I think you need more than that, man. A 6-month relationship takes a lot of building back from, in my opinion, and a lot of healing. But I don't know, maybe I'm wrong for that. What are you guys saying? Yeah, I have photos of my ex because they were important moments in my life that I don't want to forget, learning stuff and shenanigans. Yeah, and it just like, it's a waste of time too. Like, I think if you have photos of you guys like kissing, yeah, maybe delete that. If you have photos of you guys hanging out in a friend group or videos of you guys hanging out in a friend group, I think that's like, who cares, whatever. I don't want to go with the everyone sucks here verdict like Kat is, because the question is my girlfriend the a-hole for getting in a relationship too fast? I'm just identifying that that's the case. I don't think that makes her an a-hole. I think that makes her a little oh shit, I didn't even see this. Confirmed fake. Oh, that's a little disappointing. Dude, I didn't even know know this was a tag. I've never seen this before. Oh, that's so depressing. I mean, I think that's important context knowing that it's confirmed fake. But here's the thing is this could very well be someone's reality. Now I can be like, okay, well, if this is your reality, you're being an insecure bitch. If you're a guy or girl upset that someone has photos of them hanging out with their friend group and their partner is there and they don't want to delete it, grow the fuck up. And also, if you are someone who has dated someone for 6 years and you broke up with them, let's give it more than 8 months. Me personally, I think that is a crazy thing to rebound from. Being with someone for 6 years and then immediately jumping into something else? Absolutely not, bro. The fact that he wouldn't accept her putting it into another folder or file, yeah. I don't want to read all of the comments because it doesn't really look like any of them are from OP anyways. And we know OP fake as fuck, but literally all of them are just saying you're the a-hole. OP updated the post February 5th, 2023, the next day. Update, I texted her this morning and apologized for crossing a line. She said that while she accepted the apology, the relationship wouldn't be continuing any further. She said a lack of self-awareness and emotional maturity is not something she can overlook when dating someone, so I guess I'm single now. I mean, go her. Boss ass bitch shit. OOP updated in the comments of this Boru and admitted it was all fake. Oh my god, wait. One of the updates is them confessing that it's fake. That's crazy. So then this post comes in January 25th, 2026, literally 3 years after the original post. Hi all, this is actually my post, so surprise, first of all, it was fake. Sorry, I know that sucks. I am actually a woman, and that post was made during my last year as a journalism undergraduate. It was part of a capstone project where we determined how easily it is to mislead people on the internet and to induce public outrage, and how that influences far right and far left media pushing. Okay, I feel like there was no politics to that, but sure. Under the moderation of our professor, we each concocted stories or social media profiles to try and stir up controversy online. So wait, the part that you're gonna research the problem is by adding to the problem? This is kind of cool. I don't think this is kind of cool. Like, to me, this is like, obviously there's the barrier of the internet not being in person, but like, to me, this is kind of similar to like going up to somebody and just seeing if you can fucking piss them off and then going and being like, ha, it was all just a prank. Exactly, it's an experiment. Okay, so I didn't say it wasn't an experiment, hippie mom. I said, to me, it was a little bit of an unethical experiment and like not something that should be encouraged in a setting. Yeah, didn't know there were rage bait classes. That's what I feel like. It's like, imagine a professor's like, oh, hey, I want you guys to literally rage bait people online. Like, don't get me wrong, like, yeah, you proved your point. Like, people are gonna get mad at stuff on the internet, but like, that's the point. It's like if somebody went up to you and they were like, hey, your mom just called me a slur, and they came up with this whole story and it was somebody that you trusted. Maybe that's the learning factor here, is we can't trust anybody on the internet, which I'd actually agree with. But like, someone you came up to who you have no reason to not trust says, hey, your mom said a slur to you, and then when you get mad about it, they go and they tell you, oh, hey, by the way, that was just an experiment. I don't know. Maybe that's too personal, but I just think it's like kind of fucking dumb. Thanks to the original post, safe to say I got an A. I also graduated with honors and with a special distinction for my thesis. The girlfriend was vaguely based off myself, except I have a kidney transplant and not a heart condition, and I exaggerated how well I was known on campus, and my looks and intelligence, in parentheses, for sympathy, of course. And who doesn't play up themselves in a fictional world? I've played D&D. Since then, I've been a fairly successful journalist. I've worked for both NPR and the Washington Post. Dude, homegirl got fired recently. For sure. Y'all see Washington Post with the mass layoffs? I recently left my career behind though, and I'm now in law school studying international law. I can't believe this post is making rounds again, and I debated keeping the story as is, but too many of you were all DMing me the story. For reference, some of you are far too gullible, don't believe everything you read on the internet. That's how we got in this crazy situation we're in here in the US. So like, that's crazy to me, because it's like, okay, someone made this subreddit so that people could come in and say, hey, here's a situation in my life where I'm not sure if I'm the bad guy or I'm the good guy. Can someone help me clarify? And then someone comes in and they're like, hey, I'm gonna prove that you guys are coming to this subreddit for a certain type of story to tell people whether or not they're doing something bad in the situation, and you blindly trusting that is your problem. Hey, why are we the problem? Why am I the problem for going into a subreddit and wanting real people to leave real stories so that I can react to them? Why am I wrong? How did I just get gaslit into, oh, hey, by the way, you're the fucking problem? Not me, who fucking lied in a subreddit where you're not supposed to be lying. Nope, I'm not the problem, it's you. Republican ass shit right there, man. That's so fucking stupid. How are you gonna turn this on me, bro? What is your conclusion then? I'm supposed to go on every corner of the internet and not believe a single fucking thing that I'm told? You know what? Just for that, you're a fucking asshole. I hope you fail the bar exam. You're not gonna be able to lie and gaslight your way through the right answers on that one. What are the comments on this one saying? Is anybody sharing the same sentiment as me? Okay, wait, why are people responding to this honestly? People are responding with the real things. Yeah, I'm very confused why all the comments made as though the January 25th, 2026 update doesn't exist. Looks like the update was from one of the comments of this post, so it wasn't a wait, how does that work? Oh my God. Okay, so this comment is literally from this fucking post. Oh, I did not pick up on that. That's crazy. Wait, now I'm pissed. I need a separate post. I need to know how Reddit is reacting to this motherfucker coming up in here and being like, hey, I know you come into this subreddit for like people to come in with their actual problems, but you're a big dumb idiot babies for expecting that to happen. You're all stupid. I'm not the problem for lying to you. You're the problem for believing me. Like, I need to know. I really do want someone to be on here and be like, did we just get gaslit? Like, that's how I feel, y'all. Some of you are far too gullible. God forbid a man wants to go into a subreddit and react to real stories. Which also, by the way, you guys, it's not like this wasn't plausible. And this is my whole thing. Like, yeah, a bunch of these stories are probably fake, but there is somebody out there who was probably reading this and was like, oh my God, this is my reality. Maybe not 100%, but like 80%. I'm sure there was somebody who was like, oh my God, my boyfriend fucking saw my camera roll and freaked out. Or maybe the person reading it was the boyfriend and saw their girlfriend's camera roll and got really insecure about it. But like, why are you yelling at me for that? That's crazy, man. I feel like they just came to the wrong conclusion. It's so funny that they're making this point on the internet, but in my opinion, the internet is where you find the right answers to things. You just have to do a little digging and research on your own to find the answers that are the correct answers. What people don't understand is like news has always been unreliable because it's always been controlled. Like back in the day, if a newspaper hated you, they could just ruin your fucking life and people would just believe it. Like this has always been the case in humanity. To me, it's almost like victim blaming. Like, oh, hey, you're gonna blame us who we want to get reliable information from the internet. We want to get interesting stories where people explain the problems in their life so that we can give opinions of it. But somehow it's our fault that we believe it and listen to it? No, it's the fucking people writing the stories. Like, why are we getting blamed for this? To me, this is like when people watch Fox News and get the most dumb shit spewed to them. Don't get me wrong, I think they're a little stupid for believing it, but I still want to fucking yell at Fox News for being sellout assholes whose media companies are bought by billionaires and will just spew propaganda to old people who know nothing better. That's the reason why Fox News is successful. I don't know, maybe I'm getting too worked up about this, but I think this was probably the fucking dumbest thing I've ever read. OP came out with the wrong conclusion here. If you click the link to the comment, OP is roasted. Oh, thank God. Thank you for pointing that out. Oh, and they actually deleted their account. Yes, stupid gullible people for believing a totally plausible story that they have no reason to assume is made up, because why would someone do that? You are so intellectually superior. Congratulations for tricking all the dum-dums. / sarcasm. If this part is real, you're more insufferable than the character you made up. Thank you. This is what I was looking for, honestly, chat. Like, what do you mean I'm the problem? This is why we're in the position that we are in the US. Yes, because people like you exist. I'm sorry, I'm crashing out. I have to move on. I've spent way too much time on the story, but honestly, fuck OP. Like, genuinely, your story was fake and you're still the fucking asshole. That is a new level of assholery that we have reached here today. Congratulations. Your trophy's coming in the mail.